Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Eat the Right Reese. And
Reese.
What
yeah,
the
I can't
fuck
speak
is
today.
going on today?
Eat the rice,
Donnie's looking
Reese.
like
Eat the
Donnie's
right
looking
Reese.
like he's pulling a Joe Biden falling asleep on the podcast.
And I can't speak.
Dad,
What's happening?
It's
Hey,
hurricane season, you know?
what's
hurricanes?
What's the deal? Listen to me, man. Hey, America.
man,
What's up, Jack?
So, Big Drew,
yeah,
you're
man.
still here currently. You're not swept
Apparently.
away yet. You
No,
know, we
he's
don't
milked
have to
the shit
report
out of
on
this
the loss of
hurricane.
you.
Goddamn right.
He's just taking Tampa as his own. He's like,
I
I am from
can't
Tampa.
milk
I
shit.
am here in Tampa.
I can't milk it because I'm not getting no benefits from it. Donnie's like, I see through that shit. Your
I
ass is
see
coming to
right
work.
through it. Yeah, I see right through that. He's like, there's a hurricane. I may not make it. It's like, man, they're telling people to go to you. They're
Donnie's
telling
like,
people
no,
in danger to go to Miami. They're like,
I don't give a fuck if you're dead. Bring your ass to the podcast.
Mhm.
I mean, Dev
Hey.
already quit last week.
Yeah.
If you die, you know, we're going to do it live. We're going to watch
Yeah,
the
that's
death.
true.
That's
We're
just
gonna
how
watch
it's
it.
That
going to
is a
happen.
good point. You have to make money
We're
off
just
of
going
this.
to go ahead.
Car
and
just
have
comes through the
footage.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Alligators.
quitting again today at 7:45. So, you know, as soon as
It'd be-
7:45.
It
I
would
gotta
be
come
me to
get-
get killed by a fucking Kia. It's not even a cool car.
Yeah, by some dude named Milton.
Yeah, like fucking Kia kills me. Nothing cool, just a
Be
fucking
a Hyundai.
Kia.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Hyundai Elantra.
Terrible. Terrible.
Not even a new one.
Right. No,
like
no,
an
definitely.
old one.
2008.
Damn. That would be your fate for sure.
Yeah, be pretty fit.
Chrysler 300.
That's the way to go out.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be buried in, like all the drug dealers in Miami.
Hey, you go outside, you might get the wish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bury me in a Chrysler 300.
They should. I'm here for that. Speaking of cars, you were in a car accident. You good?
Oh yeah, it's been a wild couple weeks. I will not get into all the details of everything that's happened. It's been fucking terrible.
Damn.
It's been one of them will get you guys really depressed, and I'm not trying to get depressed today. But
Shit.
the car accident was kind of interesting because I can tell the story. So I'm driving to work, and I'm getting ready to make a turn. And as I'm getting ready to make a turn, a bicyclist who's on the sidewalk just rushes across the street on their bike, speeding by. So I stop for the bicyclist, as a good person supposed to do, a good driver does. And somebody just rams in behind me, rams in behind the car. No, pause, not behind me. No,
Yeah, I knew that was like, they're looking
I
at
was like,
whoa.
got rammed from behind there, huh,
That
Delvin?
was a rough week.
Yeah, I can see how it's been tough.
Yeah, my back been hurt.
Your back is broken. You got your back broke, huh, Delvin?
But yeah, he hits the car from behind, and I'm like, oh god, I'm getting ready to go to work. Fortunately, I go to work like really early, so it wasn't like a big problem because I wasn't late or nothing like that. But had to sit there waiting for the police, and it's the awkward thing where I'm sitting next to the guy who fucked up my car, and he's trying to have small talk with me. Like, bro, I don't want to talk. He's nice.
How hard did he ram into the back of you?
Hard.
Hard enough where my back still hurts.
9 inches of venom hard.
So I'm sitting there. He's talking to me. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He takes responsibility for everything. Like, hey, what happened? Like, yeah, it was a bicyclist going across the street. You know, I can't just run over them. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I guess you can. Like, well, I can, but that's a felony.
That's a felony.
That's a felony. So
Only if you get caught.
yeah, that's a good point. I would get caught in my car, so I had to.
If you just keep going.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then the funny thing that happened was, so you know, I'm sitting there. The cop finally shows up, right? And as soon as he
We're
pulls
the
up,
only ones to hear that. You didn't hear that,
What
Delvin?
the hell is that noise?
that's a
hurricane?
motorcycle.
No.
What?
I'm in the hood, baby. I'm on a
It
main
sounds like
street in
the
the hood.
motorcycle I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, this is the hood, baby. They ride right on through here. But yeah, so the cop pulls up, right? And as soon as he pulls up, He's like, all right, I'll be back. In 10 minutes, I just got a call. So he literally pulls up, turns around, and leaves. Like, oh my God. I said, oh, this only happens to me. So I had to sit there for another 30 minutes, like staring at this dude who just hit my car. Like,
why did you need the cops?
Because they have to do the report. Insurance. I needed the report.
Oh, see, we don't need none of that.
Oh no, we need the report.
Unless there's a fatality, you don't need to call the police.
No, you need.
Nobody's hurt. There's no need for that.
Because ain't no way in hell my insurance was paying for this. I didn't fuck up. You did. You're paying for this. So I had to wait for to get the whole paperwork and the police report. The guy got the ticket, of course, and we both have the same insurance company, so they called me, and
that makes it easy.
Yeah, that made it a lot easier. And they were like, yeah, so we just talked to the guy, and yeah, we're taking care of this. Your insurance your part of the insurance won't be penalized at all for this. Nice. Like, hey, I'm like glad y'all think this way. So my back hurts. I'm in pain. So y'all taking care of that too, right? Like, yeah, I'm taking care of that too. Just want to let you know. But I don't know, everything's been fine otherwise. I haven't had a chance to play much video games since we got. Tried to play a little bit of Silent Hills, but my back was bothering me. And I had a lot of other things I have to plan for because tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, which is crazy because it's a hurricane today. But, so hopefully everything will be open tomorrow so I can take her to where she wants to go. But I do have something fun to show you guys.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
So, no, it actually is cool.
We'll see.
So a couple weeks ago,
we'll be the
somebody, I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was John 32 or somebody mentioned something about Transformers Converse in our Discord while we were recording.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
Does it like start as a Nike and turn into a Converse?
I wish it did.
No. It's just a Chuck.
I ordered me a pair.
Gen 1 Chuck Taylors.
Yeah. They're pretty cool. They literally just came in today. I am very curious how they feel because I have not worn a pair of Chuck Taylors in 20-something years.
They're going to feel like shit because they're Chucks.
Yeah, that is very true. Whoever it was, thank you for whoever it was. John 32 says it wasn't him. But yeah, I ordered me a pair. They're custom made because they're doing, I guess they have a deal with Transformers where they custom make you a pair of Converse. And the cool thing about it is you can get any kind of design you want to. But some of the designs come in leather.
No.
That one did not come in leather. I feel like leather would feel more comfortable than, well, the fuck that is Converse. You still their shoes.
Canvas?
Yeah.
You think leather would be more comfortable than canvas?
That fake leather, yeah. Probably that fake pleather leather. Yeah, I'd probably be more comfortable than that canvas.
No.
On the side of your feet?
No.
I don't know. It'll probably sweat more. But that canvas,
the canvas is breathable. It moves. No. Leather does not do all of that. It is nowhere near as comfortable, which is why they make shoes out of canvas.
You have to polish leather shoes.
Yeah. I wanted to get them for my son, but they don't come in children's sizes, so there will be no Transverse.
And they're not cheap.
Converse. Yeah,
they're not cheap. Well,
I don't like Converse anyway.
You can get your son some Transformer shoes because I was looking for Transformer shoes for a while, and they have them on Etsy. Somebody makes them. They're pretty cool.
No, you can just stop there. No.
Why not? You're not going to support the independent creators?
Hell no. I'm not buying no Etsy ass shoes. I'm buying Nikes, sir.
Well, Nike doesn't make Transformers.
They sure don't, and that's why I don't have any personally because I was never buying any Converse.
You're going to buy them for your son. Your son doesn't give a fuck what brand it is. He just sees Optimus Prime.
Look, I don't give a fuck. He's going to have the heat on his feet or nothing at all. That's how I get down. Like, no, you're not getting Etsy ass shoes. All right? Sorry. It's not happening.
Terrible.
I'm not doing that. So, unfortunately, there'll be no Transformers Converse for him because they don't make them in sizes for his little ass feet. So,
that's disappointing.
He don't like shoes no way.
What do you mean you don't like shoes? You have to wear shoes. You just walk around barefoot like the kid from Wild Thornberries?
If he could, he absolutely would. Him and my wife do not like shoes. As soon as they hit the door, their shoes and socks are off, both of them.
Yeah. Wild Thornberry ass kid.
He absolutely would be.
I forgot his name was Donnie.
Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. It's my namesake.
He was great. I was watching that show the other day.
For sure.
Great show. They don't make shows like that anymore.
No, they don't. Well, I'm glad you got your Transformers.
Well, let me ask you the question, Dev, because we've been talking about it offline. We haven't told Donnie anything about it. Did you finally try the Krabby Patty?
I did.
What did you think of it?
Krabby Patty.
It was a hamburger. It wasn't. There was
What's a Krabby Patty?
About it. There's nothing to write home about. It was all right. It was nothing.
Did it have the secret sauce?
It did, but I mean, it didn't taste like anything special.
Wow.
It is what it was.
You're a Squidworth.
I was hoping it was going to be something like to write home about, but it really wasn't. It was just like getting any other burger from Wendy's.
I haven't tried it yet. My kids say the frosty that comes with it, the pineapple frosty, is really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, they were out of. It's not even a pineapple frosty. It's a vanilla frosty with like some pineapple swirl. So it wasn't even that, and they were out of the damn vanilla frosty when I picked mine up.
That is the blackest shit I've heard. like yo, let me ask you this, Dev. Did they have the box?
What box? There's a box?
It's supposed to come in a box. Yes.
Oh, the frosty
no, it came in a bag. Just the regular
none of
bag.
None of the Wendy's have the box.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah, it's supposed to come like, if you look at the front of it, the front of the building has the design. It's supposed to come in that box. Wow. Like a Happy Meal type box. But no, they don't have it.
Pisses me off. Yeah, no, they didn't have that. They didn't have and I was really hyped about the pineapple frosty. So I thought it was an actual pineapple frosty.
It's just a pineapple. Well, I mean, it's frosty soft serve, but it's just like a pineapple sundae.
Yeah,
I wanted fucking Dole Whip. Damn it! I wanted the Dole Whip from Disneyland. That's what I was looking forward to.
Oh, it's not cool. It's a frosty. It's not frosty. What do you expect?
Look, man, they could do better. Don't give me a vanilla frosty and throw some little pineapple in there and call it a pineapple frosty.
I love pineapple.
I do too. That's why I was excited for it.
Well, Donnie, you can get the frosty by itself. If I'm correct.
I'll get the burger, but I'm gonna get the sauce on the side because if it's got mayonnaise, which it probably does, I'm not gonna like it.
I don't think it has. It's not mayonnaise, right?
Dude, every burger sauce starts with mayonnaise.
Yeah,
all of them.
What it is.
The fucking Whopper, like all the sauces for all the places, they all
Whopper has too much mayonnaise.
They all start with a mayonnaise, and then they put some shit on it, and they're like, it's its own thing.
Your wife says your mic is low, Donnie.
That's interesting because everything on my end looks good. Fine. Yeah,
you sound
testing. Everything looks good. I'll just turn the gain up a little.
But
how about now?
Yeah.
Sound louder.
It's louder now, yeah.
My Audacity readings are normal. I did have an update today, so that would make sense.
I had an update on the whole computer just before we started recording. So let me put this up here before we record, because if I don't, everything might go to hell.
I'm surprised it didn't go to hell with you updating. That's normally how that works. But yeah, I'm very disappointed.
Just mumbling a lot
in Wendy's.
Well, Donnie is a mumble rapper.
Well, at least that would make one of us. Well, at least one of us raps then.
Yeah,
I will say this.
Will you?
Listen very closely. You can find something with me rapping on it. You have to look for it, though. I'm not going to tell you where.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not looking for that shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
It ain't that hard to look for.
It's not no fucking wild goose chase. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Well, too bad.
At this point,
what do you think? You're fucking like the Black Willy Wonka or some shit? I'm not going out here jumping through hoops, okay? You promised us the tapes.
No.
And didn't deliver.
Ever.
Have to look for it.
Just refused to deliver.
Have to look for it. Sorry.
Nah.
Just like you didn't deliver on Cadillac.
No, I wasn't going there. My back hurted. I need the back.
My back.
For being blown out this weekend?
Yeah, got his back blown out. At the pegging of a lifetime.
Whoa! Absolutely not.
Hey, you gotta date kinkier women.
I was just an accident. That didn't happen.
Was it? accident. Yeah,
horrible. I could have died.
But you didn't.
What do you think, John? You really think this man dropped an album? Come on now.
Maybe.
Come on.
You'll never know.
He ain't dropped shit.
I'll tell you what, John 32.
Except the song.
If you DM me, I will tell you where to find it at. Don't DM me now. I'm on the show.
www.delvinai.com.
Also, John 32. The only rule is you cannot tell no one else, especially Dev and Donnie. They can rot in hell.
Well, I've been gone for a week.
Yeah,
so sometimes you gotta quit. It happens. I have played nothing. This has been the busiest fucking last month that I have ever. My wife has been out of town at work. I had to go out for a while. I'm just busy. I've played nothing. My monitor died, so I have a new monitor that I'm very excited about. That's probably the highlight of all this. I've got an OLED monitor now. Oh, yeah. OLED 240 hertz.
Nice.
How much did it cost?
It almost
just curious.
$700. Same price as the other one.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's really not bad at all.
It's not bad. It was on sale because it was normally $900.
Yeah.
Wow. So
monitors are expensive, man.
They are, especially OLEDs. Like they're really expensive.
I'm gonna ask a silly question because I don't know anything about monitors, nothing like that. You can't get a TV to do the same thing, like an OLED TV?
That's what I do.
You
can, but they don't make TVs in monitor sizes.
Gotcha. That's what I was trying to figure out.
And if they did, it'd be called a monitor.
It'd be called a monitor, yeah. Like I think, I may be miscorrecting because I haven't shopped in some time, but I have like the smallest OLED TV. And Delvin, I mean, I sit in front of it, and this fucking thing is massive. It's like 42 inches.
Oh, that's the smallest it goes?
For a monitor, that's fucking insane.
I thought like the smallest OLED probably goes 32 inches or something like that. Maybe.
Nah, not television.
42. So the reason why the sizes are what they are, and the reason why monitors are so much more expensive is because the panes of glass that they cut them from.
They gotta cut them.
The monitors are basically like the leftover sizes. So they can cut really nice even to get like the 42s, the 55s and all of that. But like your 27 inches, 24, it's like leftover. So they end up just being more expensive.
And they don't sell as much. They don't mass produce. That's why.
Yep.
So you pay for them, and you pay for like 700 is half of what I expected he was going to say, to be honest with you. I mean, I think if somebody was to be like, I bought an OLED monitor, a 32 inch, 240 hertz monitor, I'd be like, oh, it's $1,200.
Yeah, the 32-inch one would be. This is a 27-inch, and it's
because like now, what are they doing? They're doing like the
4K.
What is it? The mini OLED.
Yeah, they have like the mini OLED. They have there's another one, another type of OLED. But either way, this thing is gorgeous. It almost feels too responsive, like. And dropping to 1440p from 4K, I get way more frames. So it's just like it's like butter. It is insane. Yeah. It is ridiculous. So
welcome.
Very, very excited about this monitor.
It's
great.
Because I had that 1440p monitor, like that curve thing that was like kind of in vogue a few years ago. I didn't like that. I think that would have been fine for like a television, like if you were sitting further away from it. But using it as a monitor, being that close, I was like, this is blurry. It's not like the colors weren't that rich, and it's a massive difference when you go to an OLED.
Yeah, it's insane.
Especially when you sit so close to it. That's a massive difference that's the difference between television gaming and not even just gaming, just computing. But when you're a monitor, like you're within 18 inches of the screen. You notice every single imperfection.
Yep.
Have you ever tried using a lot of televisions, Delvin, aren't 120 hertz or higher? A lot of them are 60.
That is true.
Have you ever tried using a computer on a 60 hertz screen? It's awful.
I have not.
It's terrible. You try using a mouse or typing on a 60 hertz screen. You think you don't notice a refresh? Try using a mouse for a day on a 60 hertz screen. You'll notice the refresh rate. You're like, why is my mouse so laggy? Why is my mouse all over the place? You'll notice it then.
And I think, we definitely, like in some of our conference rooms at work, they have like They have a 60 hertz screen, but unfortunately, when you plug a computer into it, it only runs at 30 hertz. So like you just see they're like the mouse is too small. I said no, that's
turn the trails off on the mouse. Like that's not the trails. Those are the drop
That's
frames of it trying to get from one
television.
side of the screen to the other.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, so just been running through games, not really playing anything, just running through stuff just to see how it looks and how it plays performance wise. It's been really nice. But other than that, I've played jack shit. I just have not had time. Donnie's Ubisoft account got hacked by New Zealanders or some nonsense. You need to change your password again. I tried to log in today. It was like, your password needs to be changed. I'm like, this motherfucker.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to log in. I was like, nope.
I'll look at
it. Like, all right, well, there goes Outlaws. We're just going to pause on that for a while.
Weird.
Yeah. But yeah.
That sucks.
I've just been busy. That's basically what it boils down to. I'm busy.
I've been watching more movies
tired.
than anything. A lot of horror movies.
Same.
I mean,
I watched Longlegs. I watched most of Maxine. That's been a trek to get through.
Yeah, I just got the email. Reset your password. Wonder what that's about.
Huh. They trying again.
I'm trying to think. Me and the wife have been watching some scary stuff, but I can't remember anything that we watched.
I watched the Joker sequel.
What the hell it is?
And that's scary in a whole different way.
I watched that was terrible.
I watched Halloween remake today.
Which one?
Was it any good?
No, I mean like the zombie one, the old one. It's great.
Oh, okay.
We watched The Wild Robot. That's what we went to go see.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That was awesome. That was great.
Not Joker 2. That shit is trash.
I can't believe you went to go see that.
Oh yeah. I liked the first one.
You can't believe it? I can. 100% I can believe it.
I liked the first one. I thought the first one was really, it's not a superhero movie like that. It's like a drama. The first one was really,
he's not a hero, so why would it be
it's not even that's what I'm saying. It's not like a comic book movie, essentially. This is, the first one I thought was pretty good. The second one is fucking terrible. It's really bad. My son hated it. Like with a passion.
Damn.
But yeah.
That sucks.
That's like, he said it's his least favorite movie he's seen this year. And that's saying a lot. We watched The Crow and that shit was awful. That shit was awful.
All right, Dev. I'm turning and I'm turning on multi-factor. That might be why.
Right.
Y'all just like, tell us more about the coffee table. No, the least I say about it, the better.
What the hell is the coffee table?
I don't think you want to know that.
It's awesome.
I'm guessing
it's a movie.
Terrible, scary movie.
It's not terrible.
It's
incredible.
I wouldn't say incredible. It's interesting. It's fascinating.
Incredible. It's incredible.
The hell makes it incredible? It's a movie called The Coffee Table.
It's got balls.
It does have that. It goes places that you don't expect. I'll just say that.
It's challenging.
I'll never see it. It doesn't matter.
No, you won't.
I'm not searching it out. It's not that serious.
You don't have to.
I won't.
See? Good man. But yeah.
So what the hell you been up to, Donnie, since, being back from your terrible, terrible vacation?
Hang on. Keep talking.
Never mind. Delvin, continue.
I did play a little bit of Silent Hill. I will say that. I played essentially the intro. The game looks pretty good. Bloober Team, so far from what I played, it runs and looks pretty good. Bloober Team looks like they did a pretty good job on it. I'm just in the initial stages of it, but it kind of looks like what I would imagine a modern Silent Hill game would look like and play like. So I'm like, okay, I will be playing more of this,
I'm so happy, by the way, because I've been needlessly defending Bloober for a year, as the gaming internet has collectively shit on them. I don't know why Bloober Team is always in the crosshairs, why everybody hates them, but I loved watching those fucking nines roll in all fucking week. It's like, suck it. Just suck it. Suck it. Take this and suck it and move on. Go over your damn selves.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it.
Made me very happy.
From what I've seen. I'm happy to see all the positive reviews and people cheering on this game, because earlier this year, that was not the conversation.
Well, that's because the initial trailer looked like shit.
I didn't think it looked as bad as people made it out to be People were like, "Oh, this looks
I didn't think it
awful."
looked bad. It just didn't look like Resident Evil. Like the bar
Yeah.
is really high. It didn't look like
Exactly.
Resident Evil 4 remake. And it's like, yeah, because it's Konami and Bloober Team and not Capcom. That
Yes.
makes all
And
the
to
world
be-
sense to me.
And to be
But
fair,
we don't live in that world anymore. The gaming world now is, with every marquee release, is this the greatest game ever made? No, then it's trash.
yes, I've been saying that for a long time.
That's
the conversation.
gaming. That's gaming online. Is this a first party or an exclusive or a beloved property? Then it has to be the greatest thing ever made.
And
Or it's
I'm going to be
garbage.
honest with you. If you want to be honest, Silent Hill was never on the level of Resident Evil. Not even close.
I don't think anybody would argue with that.
So to compare those two games is no comparison. I didn't expect Silent Hill to look like Resident Evil, especially with I don't feel like Bloober Team got all the resources they probably even needed for this game to make it look like that.
I bet
And
I bet they got more resources for this than they have anything they've ever made.
I agree with that.
I mean, that's a leg up. I mean, it looks significant. That's what I said at the time. It looks significantly better than the Medium, a game I loved.
Yes, it does.
And I'm going to continue to fucking say it. And I hope those fuckers come for us because they can stay mad. The Medium was great. Like, I'm not ever going to come off of that hill. I love that game. That game was really good. If you like old school horror games.
Yeah, it's a well-made game. I will say that.
really
It's a very well-made game.
I've never
Whether you
played
like the story or
it
not,
at all.
I can't fault the game. I think the game is very well made, especially for an indie studio.
Yeah.
I think those are the games I often talk about. Like, hey, you want to support some games that are really well made? A lot of indie studios doing some really cool stuff in the horror space that not enough people talk about. So, and I think Bloober Team is one of those groups, and I'm happy to see that they're getting credit and praise for what they did with Silent
People
Hill.
are mad. No, they're not getting credit. They're still mad. The
What are they
reviews
mad
came
for?
in. The gamers got so mad. The gamers, like, they had to lock the Wikipedia page because people were updating the Wikipedia page with the high scores. Like, we got several like 90s and high 80s, and then people that were mad about it went in and started to manually lower the scores because they just didn't think it was that good. So they started falsifying its Wikipedia page to the point the Wikipedia page had to be locked by admin to stop
kind of
people from trying to lower it.
nonsense?
See?
That's sad, but that's
the
There's
also
like some
shit I've
it's
ever
this
heard in my
damn
life.
vendetta that a group of people online have against Bloober Team.
yeah.
They
Doesn't
hate
make
them and
any
they do not
sense.
want to see them obtain any success at all.
Yeah, but that's
Why?
what
I do not understand that at all. I personally, I didn't think the trailer, the original announced trailer looked great. This is also not my genre, but it had nothing to do with because of the way Resident Evil looked. I just didn't think it looked great. But I don't understand why anybody would have a vendetta against Bloober Team. Like, what the hell did Bloober Team do to invoke such ire? Doesn't make any sense.
sometimes
What the
people
hell is
just
wrong
look
with
at things to be mad at.
I just Googled why do people hate Bloober Team, and there's a Reddit thread, and I'm not going to read all of this because there's like 8 paragraphs. I'll just read the first little hint here. The biggest thing is that the medium is a terrible, toxic depiction of mental illness, which basically concludes with people who are traumatized should die. And it just goes on and on. It talks about liberals. It just keeps going.
God,
It's just
here we go.
It's the internet doing the internet, which I don't want to give any credence to. As I continue to say, we have to quit amplifying idiots on the internet. We just have to stop. We collectively as
in
humans,
real life, just
it's just collectively as humans, we have to realize that we take the bait so often. It's so easy to just go grab a tweet that is a polarizing take on something you like, and then you just set up the counter argument. We just have to stop. It'll go away if we stop giving it attention. But we can't.
Yeah.
We like it.
Yeah.
We can't. It just gets all of us. And it's so funny that half these things, not this Reddit account. I'm sure this person really believes that. In my years of following Bloober games, I've seen it. But half of this stuff is just like bots and troll accounts that aren't real. They're not real people. They don't even have real opinions. They just like the attention and the interaction.
so ridiculous.
And it's like we grab it and it's like, oh, everybody hates women in video games. No, they don't. We've had women in video games for 40 years. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's some toxic couple accounts that we give attention to for some reason. We just got to stop doing that.
Yeah, I had an interaction like that in real life. One of my coworkers, we were talking about Star Wars, and walks over and was like, "Yeah, man, and the woke stuff." And I just wish
There
they'd
it
make
is.
it without it. And we
There it
basically
is.
all just ignored him and walked away.
But that's the problem though,
Like,
because
all right.
there's so many people who just read that byline and stuff like that and believe that shit.
Yeah.
And and that's where the problem lies. That there's too many people saying stupid shit that's not true.
That's why I said it's the bait. Because what it
Yes.
is it's easy for any of these journalists to just grab one, throw it in their blog post, write an entire article about how these internet people are angry. And then what do? Then you farm the inverse, right? Then you get the counter reactions. People show up and then they argue, and then you get the click. Like, that's how the internet rewards content.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
I just hate it because there's so many different forms of media, whether it's movies, video games, any form of entertainment that gets hurt.
I don't ever recall playing PlayStation 1 and people were like, man, this Tomb Raider game would be a hell of a lot better if girl was a dude.
Dude Raider.
Right. I don't think anybody gave a shit. Like nobody cared at all.
And I don't think nobody cares now. I just think that people realize that social media farming is a thing. Like, if you sit there and you say an opinion that can get you interactions, especially now that you get paid for it, they're going to say the thing that's going to get the most interactions, the most paid.
I mostly agree
that.
with you. I say
There
mostly
are some
because
people that care.
there are some people that care.
Mhm.
And
My coworker
and
being one of them.
I do think it's become trendy. Like, that's the only thing. And I don't necessarily think it's like, and I say trendy doesn't mean negative. I just want to be clear about that. Trendy just means trendy.
Yes.
It's become a trendy thing to do. I remember the thing that I've said for a couple of years now, and I think this started with Odyssey, and then really for me for Valhalla, my entire life. And I think we talked about this in PSVG like 10 years ago. Anytime I was given the option, I always chose a female character. Always. It was just my instinct to go to. And like over this decade, the last generation and a half, I've really started to swing the other way, because the other way seems to be the one that is like less found now. And not good or bad, just trendy. It's just trending that way. We do have a lot of female protagonists, which I applaud. Some of them are my favorite characters, absolutely. But I don't need it all the time, right? I like that diversity. Diversity is the spice of life. I want to mix it up a bit. I want to play as different kinds of characters, not the same character over and over and over and over and over again. And I do think when things have just got a little trendy in that regard, but yeah, and I think some people don't like that. And that's okay. They're allowed not to like it, but ultimately gaming shouldn't be a place where we have culture wars. I don't know why this has become like a stand, but it really has. Like, this industry has become a place where we fight culture wars in the products that we make, and everything is, the people that make them put their influence into the products they make. The people that consume it react and put their influence into the products that they play. And it's like, man, these are supposed to be like video games. Like, it'd be nice to leave that shit at the door sometimes. But like I said,
like, if you don't like it, just don't fucking play it.
That's true.
Shut up and move on.
You can just turn it off. In so many cases, you can just return it. Like, you don't, it's not like you're locked into it. What were we talking about? Not that this has anything to do with like culture wars, but like the PS5 Pro that caused so much consternation. It's like, man, the PS5 is literally right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't replaced. Like, it didn't go away.
It's
like,
still there.
Like, you either probably already have one, so it's good for you. Just keep it, or you don't have to buy the new one. Like, it's right there. Like, you just buy the old one. Like, some of that's just too easy to say.
It's like, why are you so mad?
Right. Correct. So, my turn.
Anyways.
It's your turn.
Anyways. Oh no. Anyways. I'm playing Zelda. Just more Zelda. I haven't played a lot. I played a little bit today, but not a lot. It's busy weekend and all that. Busy week. I got an award at work this week. I went and bought a jacket this weekend and got like a nice little suit. Pretty woman myself, as my wife said. Because the event where we were being honored, I didn't know at the time, but it sounded dressy. Like, they talked about, like, they had like a shuttle service to pick everybody up, and you had to be seated, and they had like all these rules. I was like, oh, this sounds dressy. I don't want to be in work attire. And because I knew they're gonna like take photos, they're gonna make like social media content and stuff out of it, and like, I don't want our office to look like I normally look,
Mhm.
most days of the week. Like, we're going to stick out like a sore thumb. It was really good that I did, because the county manager in particular was fixated on my get up. The man has not stopped talking about my jacket since then. He wrote my boss. He took like the photo that we had to take, the photo op. He posted on his own Facebook. like it's getting like
wow.
it's all the rage.
That's
So I'm glad I did take that whim.
That sounds like an episode of Seinfeld. Wasn't that the episode of Seinfeld where he was wearing
That
the
might
jacket?
be. Yeah, I think you're right.
Had
Yeah.
that jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's been a long time since I bought a jacket or a suit. I have a jacket and it still fits and everything, but I haven't worn it since my wife had a funeral to attend to a few years ago. And it's just old. I've had that jacket for a really long time, and I thought I wanted to get something a little bit more. That jacket is like a funeral jacket. I wanted something like, like just a sport coat, like something you can wear, to a bunch of different occasions.
Mm-hmm.
And man, because I'm fat, I went to like several different places and I can't find a jacket or even shirts for that matter. Yeah, I had to go to a fat guy store.
Big bone store.
And I had fun too, because I went to DXL, which is up the ways, like in Kennesaw. So it was like 30 minutes from here. Great shopping experience. I was actually really impressed. So I walk in, guy behind the counter's there. It's a suit shop. They've got all this stuff. And he goes, "Hey man, how can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to buy a jacket. I got it." He's like, "What's the occasion?" I'm like, "I got a lunch tomorrow." It's like a professional lunch. I'm getting an award. I just want to look good. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "You got anything in mind?" I was like, "Just something that's really flexible. Something I could wear as a suit, something I could wear as a jacket, wear it to lunch, wear it to church, like just something I can wear everywhere." He's like, "Yeah, like a good old fashioned Navy jacket." I was like, "Yeah, exactly what I'm here for." He goes, "Okay." He walks me over. He like sizes me up, looks at the rack, looks at two things. He goes, "Tries this one on." I put it on and it totally just fit. Like he was like, "There you go. There's your jacket." I was like, "That's it?" Like I don't have to try on like 10 jackets. I don't have to change shirts. I don't have to get measured. Like I don't have to do anything. He's like, if you like it, you can just buy that one. That one's good to go. You're good to go. So then as I'm sitting there looking in the mirror, other dude walks in and he goes, "Hey man, how can I help you? I'm helping this guy." And he goes, "Yeah, I've got a presentation tomorrow over lunch and I'm looking for a jacket." And he goes, "Yeah, that's exactly why I got this guy's here." And this guy was a completely different size than me. And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "What are you looking for?" He's like, "I'm thinking about gray." And he goes, "Okay." And he goes over and he looks at two, pulls two out, looks at him, gives him one. Dude, he's like, "Fits perfectly." I was like, "Holy shit, this man is a savant at what he does." And I was like, "Dude, this is kind of amazing." And he was like, "I've been doing this a long time." He's like, I eyeballed him. I was like, "You don't like a tape measure?" He's like, "I don't need that." I was like, "That's fucking insane." That was blowing my mind. Outside of that, trying to make up for the horrible vacation that was, my wife and I went out last night. We got a hotel room. We went out for steak. We had a nice hotel with a pool, and we went a nice late night swim and just kind of get away. I took today off. I took Friday off. Just trying to, because I was also duty officer this past week, so I worked like all weekend with all the things that were going on that I said last week. So it was just, I got to a point where it was too much. And I just kind of came in on Monday and I was like, I gotta clear the decks for them. I gotta clear my head. So with all of that going on, double button, Ubisoft. With all of that going on, I play a little Zelda. Speaking of Zelda, I didn't say it. I mean, I'm talking about on Threads and all that. I got the Zelda Switch.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely, utterly gorgeous. It's gold. I love this Switch since it was announced, and would have bought it when it was announced if the day they announced it was available. I know Dev doesn't remember, but Delvin might. They announced it, and then you couldn't order this thing for like a month after the announcement. Like it just went on, like it just wasn't available for pre-order. You just had to wait. And after I waited for so long, like you kind of talk yourself out of it, and then I wasn't so sure about the game. Right? Like I was like, I don't know. Like, do I want to buy a system for a game I haven't even played yet? Having played the game and having talked about it last week and played it some more this week and played it this weekend, I was like, I want that system because I know you guys aren't on Threads. Don't follow my Threads. I think Echoes of Wisdom. I think this is my favorite 2D Zelda game.
Nice.
Yeah, you said that.
That feels like a salacious thing to say. But like the more and more I played it, because you're talking about like some truly great games.
But if it's your favorite, it's your favorite.
I know. It's just like it took me some time to get there. I wasn't like, when I bought and pre-ordered this game, I was never expecting this like game of the year, which is, I feel again, a crazy thing to say. I'm such a Zelda fan. I would almost say that you would think any Zelda game would probably be my favorite game of the year, but it was how this game was like presented. It was a surprise. It was presented. It's a 2D game. It's got the Link's Awakening style. I didn't really like Link's Awakening remake. I wasn't there. I was like, it's a good Zelda game, something to get us to the next Switch, right? But not like great game.
The game.
And it is the game. I love it. Played it today for a couple. I love this game. I really do. It's so strategic in how you play with the echoes, and it gives you so much flexibility and creativity to tackle situations differently. It's a 2D game. It's like playing Link to the Past with all the freedom and like game breaking utility that Breath of the Wild has. And I love it. I mean, I honestly just don't think I can really recap it any better than that. I really like the game. It's one of those things where the moment I start playing it, like I can't put it down for like 3 or 4 hours at a time. Like I don't want to. Like I don't want to play it for 20 minutes. It's like I'm going to sit here and do a whole dungeon. I'll do 4 dungeons. I'm like really, really digging it. Like I was still kind of shocked that you can just like fucking walk on the damn trees. Like you think about that, like Link to the Past, shit would break the entire game. But in this game, it's like, no, you can do that shit. You do whatever you want to do. Like I love that. I love that about it. It is fantastic, and somewhat of a surprise for me. So I had to get the system. I reached into the Switch 2 piggy bank. I didn't pay a dime out of pocket for it. I'm not sure if you guys know anything. Switch lights are cheap. $199. Yeah, they're not that expensive. So I was carrying my Switch with me to work last week for the amiibo, because I keep scanning amiibo every day. And I was like, man, I wish I could carry something that was lighter, like a smaller footprint, but it could still do amiibo, right? And I just more or less was like, yeah, I'll just pick up that Switch Lite. So I'm digging it. And I've been playing it with me the whole week. I took it with me to the hotel yesterday. Was playing in the bed.
Very cool.
I got new dress shoes. I haven't worn dress shoes like all day in years, and today I can't walk.
Oh damn!
Like that's a legit thing. Like my right foot feels like it's broken. I know it's not, but it feels like when I step, like my right foot. It's just my right foot, but my right foot feels like I broke something. Like I'm like, my god.
This is why you don't get dress shoes. You just get done.
You would have thought Melissa put it on me last night as I limped out of the hotel room this morning. Like I was like, I can't fucking walk, man. Those shoes about killed me. Seriously about killed me.
What kind of shoes were they?
They're just regular dress shoes. Nothing special. Just my feet. My feet aren't used to it. Like I wear Crocs, wear supportive tennis shoes. I wear, like I'm all about like whatever's comfortable for my feet. And I mean, I'm sure you can buy very comfortable dress shoes. I'm sure they exist, but I think typically everybody knows that majority of the time dress shoes aren't comfy. They're not known for their support and comfiness. So my foot's in bad shape. I was icing it like an hour ago. Like I've been sitting in the recliner all day with my foot elevated. Like it's tough. It's swollen too. Like it's all swollen and everything. Like fucking probably tore like tendon or sprained it or something. Like there's something's
just
in it.
Walking in dress shoes. God damn.
Oh yeah. I got through it like half the day. It was pretty good, and then around 3:00, I started to feel like it was getting a little stiff. And then like I think I drove home, and it's like when I got out of the car driving home, I stepped and I was like, ooh. I should have. Hang on, I should have mentioned I have plantar fasciitis. Have had for years. It's a big reason why I wear the Crocs and stuff. They're very comfortable and they flex and support your foot. I have inserts for most of my tennis shoes, right? So I literally just put socks on and tried to wear dress shoes.
There's problem. No. You should have some inserts in them.
Gotta have the inserts. Yeah,
I know, but the dress shoes had like the insert. It was like the comfy. I know.
Don't believe that shit.
I know. I should have known better. I know. So My whole fucking foot's fucked up.
Yeah.
You did that to yourself, son.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny. My wife is like, I told you to get inserts. I was like, yeah, I know. Hey, I'm not alone. I'll tell you, I have a great story to tell. Just a great man story, a great husband story to share.
Let's go.
So my wife and I, we go out the other day. We're looking for jackets. We're going to JCPenney. We're going to Kohl's. We're going to Marshall's. We're like looking for jackets. Can't find a fucking jacket. There's not a jacket that exists in any of these stores for me. And we go to walk into JCPenney, and they have like the automatic doors, right? And we kind of come through. And as we're walking through the doors, double doors, there's an old woman in a wheelchair, and her husband is wheeling her out. These old people. Now, I'm a half a step ahead of my wife, and we're like caught in the middle. We're split between them. So I dip to the side so they can pass by. I'm going to get out of the way for the wheelchair. My wife's kind of spazzes in front of him and starts to walk back. And I look at her without hesitation. I go, hey, hold the door. It's an automatic door. We've walked through it. I realize it's about to close. Like I'm anticipating the door is about to close. I'm like, hold the door. And she turns and looks like it'll be fine. And halfway through this door, the old woman, the damn door closes. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know about you guys. There's got to be a husband feeling that we all share. Where I'm just like, my blood is boiling. I'm like, will you just fucking listen to what I say one time? Just one. Give me one time. And just like she looks at me and I'm like, will you just fucking, she's like, I'm not gonna. I'm like, why are they all this way, Dev? Why do they all have this gene in them? They just won't. They're so rebellious. Why? Like it's here's the thing. This is what having a daughter will teach you. It's from birth. They're this way at a young age. It's not a nurture thing. It's a nature thing. They come out this way. Like, damn. Got this old lady almost trapped in a door.
I'm not gonna lie. That would be your fault, by my wife all the time. She'll tell me just how I'm like, no, just because. But then my daughter does that to me all the time, so I get it right back from her. My daughter is basically me. She's an asshat.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, she always has been. Literally since like the day I met her. And I see these TikToks of these little girls like just angry at the world, and I'm like, why are they all? They're all this way. Damn. It's all in all. It's been a better week than last week.
That's good.
That's good.
It's been pretty good. I'm looking forward to having a light week. You know, like that's why I took the days off that I did because I work remotely on Monday. I was in the office on Tuesday. And then I was off today. I work remote tomorrow and I'm off Friday. So it's like a light weekend through the week. Yeah, just kind of chill out and give myself a little bit of a breather before we kind of get back into it.
Mm-hmm. Vacation from the vacation, basically.
Trying to. I don't have Alarmo in the notes tonight. We'll talk about it in Shaq, but if anybody has any thoughts they'd love to say.
They don't have to talk about that.
I mean, I posted it on Threads if you want to hear it, man. I don't think I've ever seen a product from Nintendo that I was like less interested in. I'm stunned to have scrolled through socials and I've seen a dozen or so people like, I can't wait to buy one. I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Nintendo.
Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Nintendo will put out a squeaky toy and they'll buy it because
you must be right. You must be right. I do not have like Nintendo is not my persona. Like it's like I don't define myself by. I love Nintendo, but like I'm not gonna buy whatever they do. That's ridiculous. An alarm clock? That's crazy.
I think that answers the question that we just asked in the chat. Why do you want an Alarmo? Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. So dumb.
You know,
my job is Nintendo.
I will say this.
Will you?
When it comes
I'm just gonna keep saying it like
yes. I appreciate it.
Please do.
When it comes to fandom, I get people wanting to just rush out and buy the thing because it says their favorite company's names on. I do it all the goddamn time.
I consider myself a Nintendo super fan, but I have my own limits. Yeah.
But you know,
everybody has to limit. It stops at fucking Alarmo.
And if this Alarmo thing seems cool to you, look, you only got one life to live. I might not be here too much longer based on the storm. Live it. If you want to buy an alarm clock that has Link and Mario on it, go
That's
for
ridiculous. For
It's your money.
$100. You have to be a Nintendo Switch.
$100?
Dev, you have to be a subscriber to be able to buy it.
Subscriber to what?
NSO.
it. Yeah. So it's really like $120.
God.
You have to subscribe to Switch Online to buy it early.
Yeah. But you know what?
This Nintendo shit is like the cult of Apple. Like between
it's so
Apple
dumb.
and Nintendo,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
hate all
tell
of
you.
you.
It's so dumb.
Oh
It's so
my
stupid.
God.
But you know what?
$100 for an alarm clock.
It makes
what's gonna
noises
happen?
when you move in your bed.
You know what's going to happen?
Why
though?
would I want it to do that?
And there it is. That's the
To wake
point.
you up.
Why would anybody want to do that?
You know what's going to happen though? Buy it, keep it in a box. 6 months from now, that alarm
Profit.
clock's worth like $400.
The hell with 6 months? Wait for a while. That's your kid's college fund.
Yeah,
Absolutely ridiculous.
that's how that's going to
Absolutely
work.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
I
you're
could
not a
have
Nintendo guy,
I could
Dan.
have
No.
Rob 3000 levels of money and I still would
Oh,
never.
Rob 3000 is a piece of shit.
You're gonna have 10
All
of
right,
those.
him and his flip flopping and bullshit with
He's
that.
gonna have
Ooh,
10
I'm getting a
alarms.
PS5 Pro. Shut up. Sick of you, Rob 3000. This
Yeah,
bullshit.
we're so tired of your shit.
Talking about
No,
some-
he's excited to see the performance.
yeah, like,
He's
I
on
got
five
one
frames.
just in time.
The 5 frames. He's excited to
5
see.
frames?
Did you like my reply to him with
Yes.
the Dogma screenshot? I was like the upgrades.
Yeah, it was great.
he didn't even get the anniversary one. If you're gonna get one, he
Yeah.
just got the regular
Look,
one.
Nobody got that one. Let's just be real.
Ugh.
Nobody got the anniversary one.
Yeah,
I wish I could have.
but you didn't.
I won't even get this one unless I can go into a Best Buy the day it comes out and get one. It can wait. There's literally nothing I plan on playing, so it can wait.
Everything is not going to run on PS5 no more. Everything now says PS Pro Enhanced now. Like,
Oh, I'm just expecting PS5.
That's fine too.
That's what I said the first time. The days of us having the 4K 60 option on PS5, that's gone.
gone.
They ain't doing that shit no more.
That bitch is gonna
Absolutely
run
not.
1080p.
Yeah, Ratchet. Like, I'm gonna be surprised if they demake Ratchet and Clank. They're like, sorry, it can't run anymore. Be like, what? It did before. I'm like, yeah, it's changes. We upgraded the system. Now it just runs at 900p. Sorry, it's the best we could do. Like, well, 100%. They're about to start turning some shit down.
Yes, they are.
They're about to start turning some shit down.
Be like Apple and just like slow your phone down.
Yeah, exactly.
Push the
That's
firmware a bit just
exactly
to
what's
slow
about
everything
to
down.
happen. Yeah, just like, oof.
I've already
One of
seen
those
the
just-
play.
Think about it. Look, if you get the PS5 Pro, you can play the game at 4K 60 with ray tracing. It's like, I could do that on the one before, but no, you can't.
Like,
Like, I did it. I'm like, are you sure about that?
didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen. That's-
You
I got a
must be
video.
mistaken.
Digital Foundry saying, hey, did we say it? No.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
not
in
supported.
I was in a GameStop this week.
Should
and
be
I
running
saw all the
1080.
boxes saying PS5 Pro Enhanced. I said, here we go. Here go that bullshit.
Oh,
Shit just
yeah.
gonna stop working.
Oh, yeah.
Like, here we go.
Remember base Xbox? That's about all of us with our
Ooh.
base PlayStations. That's where we are now.
Yeah, yeah,
They're going to turn that shit off real quick.
yeah. Don't know why this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, we fixed the glitch. It'll work itself out.
That's exactly right. No. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah.
So
All your games
It'll
will
just-
start getting
it'll-
updates.
it'll- it'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
All your games will start getting
We like
updates.
to
They're gonna say
prefer-
PS5 Pro updates.
We like to
Them shit's
prefer
just not gonna
avoiding
work.
confrontation with whenever possible.
Yeah. God, such a good movie.
All the best.
So
The best.
good. So good. All right, well, I guess it's news time.
It is. I'm about to yawn.
This news must be very exciting.
So
I'm
excited.
just tired, man.
The creme de la
Long
creme.
night, long week. I'm just tired. We have big Ubisoft Assassin's Creed news. So you guys talked about it when I was gone, and last week we kind of talked about it again. There's lots of stuff going on Ubisoft of late. One, we have Shadows completely delayed out of the year. Outlaws underperforming. The stock is in the stock price is in the fucking tank. So Insider Gaming reports that they've seen development assets of Black Flag Remake and reported that it was on schedule to release next fall. And they said it looked really good, like close to being finished. But now that Shadows is delayed into 2025, they expect a ripple effect with all of the other Assassin's Creed products down the line. So they don't know when to expect the Black Flag remake now. But they said the Ubisoft plan is to have around 10 or so Assassin's Creed titles out in the next 5 years. Now that's all titles. So that'd be like mobile, live service, console, the whole thing.
Like 2 a year.
That's a lot of Assassin's Creed.
That's a lot of Assassin's Creed.
So much Creed.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming to Steam this month. Star Wars Outlaws comes to Steam next month. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla finally gets Steam achievements 2 years after release this month. After the Shadows delay and the financial results, there was widespread speculation that Ubisoft might be looking to go public with a buyout. And everybody pegs Tencent as the potential buyer. Since that report came out, the stock has jumped 30%. And before you go, oh, that's just like speculative, it's actually held. That was a week ago, and the price is still pretty much held at that since then. So that was kind of a boost for Ubisoft here. Who knows? I mean, I don't want Tencent to buy Ubisoft, but I kind of do think that Ubisoft would be in a better place if they were private instead of being held by stockholder. Stuff. So I wouldn't mind a buyout for Ubisoft. I would rather somebody else buy Ubisoft.
I mean, I'm fine with Tencent doing it. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't done anything bad yet. All the things they've invested in, nothing's happened.
Yeah, Tencent owns 10% of everything.
Yeah. So
you know what's going to happen. I mean, you know what we're going to happen. Ubisoft's one of the bigger development studios in the world in terms of human resources. The moment they get bought out, there'll be widespread layoffs.
Yeah,
widespread. I mean, thousands, Activision levels of layoffs. And I just don't want somebody else to buy Ubisoft and turn them into just Assassin's Creed. I don't want it to be Call of Duty. It's like all you do now is Assassin's Creed, and I do think that's a realistic outcome because that is what drives the money. I think I said this last week, but I'd like to just say it again. For all the stuff people talking about the stock price and the failures, you know what? It's not Star Wars' fault. You know whose fault it is? Rollerball and Hyperscape and Heartland and Skull and Bones. Stop doing that shit. Right? Stop doing that. Make Far Cry, make Rayman, make good games again, and people will totally buy them. I have tons of faith in Ubisoft. I think they're one of the best multi-developer collaborative project studios in the world. When you see that Valhalla was made by 9 different studios and that's kind of their thing, they've kind of cracked that code better than I think most anybody does. And I just feel like they're such a great asset to gaming. I know everybody shits on them. I know that their games are somewhat formulaic. I can't help but feel like if Ubisoft, I won't say they won't go away, but if Ubisoft changes in a major way, I cannot help but think, I'm going to tell everybody now that listens to our show, that in 8 years' time, I don't want to see your fucking nostalgic TikToks and tweets about how you missed the good old days. Remember when Ubisoft was great, right? Because you all shit on them. You've been shitting on them for years now. It's like that Bloober team. Everybody shits on them constantly. It's like, be careful what you wish for. Because I've always said about Ubisoft, guess what they do? They deliver. They bring you games every year. They have games that launch on every new hardware. You can count on them. They typically don't release trash, right? They don't fucking release some shit that needs to be taken away. They don't release, some awful shit. Their stuff is really good. Maybe not your favorite game ever made, but their stuff is good. It's all fun. Yep. They deliver great
games that don't hit. They're still good games.
Yeah, they're good.
You didn't like it.
They deliver great content for value. Great, tons of hours for your money. They respect your dollar. It's I don't what more do you want? I don't know. They seem like they're in a tough bind, and I hate to see it because I love Ubisoft, and I kind of want to see them pull themselves out of it.
Me too.
I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, me too. I mean, as much as I'm not gonna play Rollerball and the other stuff. I still like the fact that those games exist. I like the fact that Ubisoft is one of those studios that actually does take chances and makes a breadth of different types of games. And you never know when one of those games is going to be something that's a cult hit. So I'd be really sad to see them go away or to change up from what they do. And the thing is, if if you don't like Assassin's Creed, you don't like the formulaic aspect of it, go play something else. Like, stop complaining and bitching about everything that you don't like. How about you talk about the stuff that you do like and go play that and leave everybody else the fuck alone?
They also made Valiant Hearts and Child of Light, and like they make a lot of things, man. They made they're making Assassin's Creed mobile game. They got games in development on Netflix. Like, they're really good. Like they are really good at this. There are not many people on that scale doing as good as they do. And I do a part of this. I kind of wish some of this is Ubisoft's fault. They've conditioned people to like not buy their games.
Yes.
The subscriptions and the sales and discounts. Like, maybe turn that shit off for a little bit. Maybe like release Assassin's Creed and keep that bitch at $60 for 18 months. Make people buy it. Like, that might be good for them. Captain Awesome in the chat says this year's Prince of Persia was great. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Still near the top
fantastic.
of my Game of the Year list. So,
yep. The DLC was apparently really good. A lot of people like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't help it. Like, there's like a dread in me. Somebody buys out Ubisoft, they off a bunch of people, they cut down on the project they make, and then 5 years from now we're talking about, man, you remember the days when Ubisoft had 3 games out every year? Because you're going to miss it. Like, those windows are going to exist and you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It sucks, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, I think Ubisoft's a great company. I think the games they put out are kind of just amazing games, various degrees and levels of it. But unfortunately, like we were talking about earlier.
That Avatar game, yeah?
No, fuck that game. But
and that game was very good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't like Avatar, but if you like Avatar, that's like that's the game you've always wished for. Right? Like, you can only imagine to have something like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is what we were talking about earlier. Nowadays, if a game isn't a 10, it's a 1. And
Ubisoft is squarely in that realm, right? Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Either the game is the greatest game to come out this year or it's just terrible. Even if it's not terrible. Most of these games aren't terrible. I've always said I feel like most games fit in the range of a 5 or 6. And people kind of just make their own opinions and say, like, oh, this is terrible because this is this.
It blows my mind. There are people that literally say that, like, they think Valhalla is a bad game. Like a terrible game. That's insane. It's insanity talking. If you compared it against anything else, like, it's not even close to being terrible.
I always go back to the conversation we had on here about you saying how, the value for your buck, and Ubisoft kind of gives you, in many ways, the best value for your buck.
They do.
They really do.
You pay like $70 and you get 300 hours worth of a game.
And then what do we do? We bitch about that. Oh, the game takes too long.
It's too long.
And then Hellblade comes out and it's too short.
Fucking gamers. All right. Yeah. I'm about to dip out. I'll be back.
Okay. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna miss them. If not that they're going away, but if they change, if they get bought out and they have drastic changes, I'm gonna miss them. And that's the thing. Like, if Eves goes, like, if they get bought out and the family goes away and that direction goes away, like, I do worry, because it's like, do their games become more inundated with season passes and microtransactions? Is it more just danceification? Like, there's stuff like that I'm worried about.
And then you also have the idea that it's possible if they go away, the Ubisoft magic goes away with it.
It's not that they go away. I do think they get bought out, they streamline profits, so they don't take chances, they don't take on extra projects.
Yeah.
You don't get Starlink, you don't get Mario Rabbids, right? And you cut back, you close studios, you fire human resources, you reconsolidate to up your profit margins. Yeah. And then what do? You probably just make Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and Just Dance.
Yeah, but then, like you were saying, because people get terminated, those are the people they have now making it would not be the same people who made the ones that you loved before, probably. Correct. And that's where the problem lies. So you'll probably get something of a lesser quality.
Yep. Which
is unfortunate.
That would be the fear. Now, I guess there is just to end on a positive note, I guess there exists the opportunity for somebody to buy them and improve. Like, that's possible. It's an option. Like, it's an outcome that does exist. It's just, have we ever really seen that in any, like, at a major AAA scale, somebody get bought out and then become better than they used to be?
Well, who would possibly have the money or the funds to buy them and say, hey,
It'd have to be a major publisher. It'd have to be a major publisher.
I would think it'd have to be something like Amazon.
You're thinking Amazon, Tencent, Microsoft, Epic, PlayStation, EA. You're thinking major publisher. Publisher would be interested. Apple, Netflix.
Microsoft probably would not even be in the question as at this point because they have their hands full with so much other stuff they're doing right now.
I mean, they could. I mean, they've got they have the money.
They have the money to do it.
That's the thing. The Ubisoft market cap, because their stock is actually really low. So the cost to acquire them isn't nearly. I don't think we're not talking $70 billion here.
No.
So there's a lot of people I think that can afford them. I think the reason everybody's pointing at Tencent is I believe, and I should have looked this up and I didn't. Tencent already owns a pretty good, healthy stake of Ubisoft.
I think they do. I think you're right on that.
I think they own like 20% or something of Ubisoft. So like I think that's why everybody kind of goes to them. And yeah, so we'll have to see. I'm hoping that with the stock jump and maybe the news, I was thinking maybe the news and the rumors of Tencent like being the outcome, maybe that's to entice somebody else to enter the bidding. I don't know. We'll see. Lord Snert says EA. I mean, I think Ubisoft and EA would be a great partnership. I think it'd be right at home there. That'd be really nice. Okay. So we talked about it earlier before, but we do have some recent releases. So I wrote down some Metacritic. So Silent Hill 2 got an 87. Dragon Ball Z Striking Zero got an 82. That's average on Metacritic. It's got like 83, yeah, 83, 80.
That's great for a Dragon Ball game.
My son bought that game today.
Oh, well, I'd be interested to hear his thoughts on it. My son, I think,
it was very cute. He came downstairs with his cash that he's been hoarding all year, and he was like, okay, "Dad, I have a proposition I'd like to make you."
Okay.
And I was like, "Uh-huh." And he goes, "What if you and I split Dragon Ball Z Striking Zero? I will give you some money, and you put in some money, and we will share the game." And I was like I share every game that I've ever bought you forever? And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No deal." And he looked at me. I think he's starting to realize, like, you know, how much the world costs. He was like, "Why are games $70? Like, it's so much money."
Welcome to my life, kid.
I was like, "Think of every game I've ever bought you. I want you to sit back and take account right now in this moment, this feeling you're having." It's not that I don't want Dragon Ball. I do. But the same thing I told him is the same thing I'll say now. I'm so behind on games. I pre-ordered Silent Hill. It's been I have no idea when I'll play that game. I have no idea. It's hopefully by the end of the month. Like, I'm not playing anything until I beat Zelda. Right? I have Mario Party pre-ordered. It's going to install, I think, Friday. I have no idea when I'm going to play that game. I have Luigi's Mansion 2, which I picked up for Halloween. I'm going to play that. You know, it's like I've got games to play. So when I feel like this, like I just stop. Like, I'll buy things when I can. I haven't finished Astro. I haven't finished Astro or Plucky Squire or Lollipop Chainsaw. Shadows of the Dam is on the way. I've got that pre-ordered. You know, it's like I know I'll get Dragon Ball Z whenever I can. So after I told him that, he came back down hours later with all of the money.
Okay.
And he was like, "Okay, Dad, just buy it for me." Because apparently I made a really good case. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm not buying that game, not anytime soon." So he wanted it, so we bought it.
I'm in a horror mood lately, so I just kind of feel like playing more horror games this month.
Halloween is hard because I am watching a bunch of movies. You know, like that also makes it difficult because I'm watching a bunch of stuff. I'm just not playing as many games as I'm like. Even like I have yet to finish Rings of Power, which I loved and was super ecstatic for, but it got into the decade of horror time, and I'm not going to stop watching movies right now. Like, I'll catch up on that after movie season is over.
Yeah, I just want to play some horror games right now. There's a lot of them coming out, and I'm just excited to play all of them. Which is not normal for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I usually don't play horror games during Halloween. I watch horror movies, but not necessarily the games. This, I guess, because
I'm usually not into the spooky games during Halloween either.
I guess something about this year and all these games that's coming out make me want to just sit down and play these horror games. Like, and it's a lot of
Luigi's Mansion. It was on sale. It was $40. So, I watched my wife and I. We watched Death Becomes Her, and we watched Fright Night. And
Good
today I
movies.
watch Zombies Halloween, and I'm lining up movies to watch through the weekend, either with my wife or without her. Probably without her because I think her weekend's booked with my daughter's band stuff.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna watch VHS. I think it's VHS 3 or the newest one, whether it's 4 or
Beyond,
whatever.
that's like VHS like 7.
Yeah, I've heard like mixed things about it, but I'm gonna try to check it out.
That's every VHS movie.
Yeah, I thought the last one was okay. There was some of the story that fell really flat. I guess that's what every VHS story movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested in watching this one.
I want to do this year with my wife. We're going to do Dr. Vibes.
Okay.
I'm going to do Brain Dead. I'm going to do Reanimator. Maybe
Okay.
Bride of Reanimator. I think we're going to do like Haunted Hill. I'm going to do like a bunch of Vincent Price stuff. Maybe Tales from the Hood.
That's a good one.
I want to watch like The Void. I got a bunch of stuff I want to watch.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you the funny thing that happened. So remember when we were talking on Decade of Horror about Videodrome?
Mm-hmm. I love
when I got off the show and I went to watch TV on my Amazon Prime, what was the first thing that came up? Goddamn Videodrome.
It's a great movie.
Was this fucker just listening to me on Decade of Horror or something?
It probably was.
So I immediately added it to the queue to watch it. So I'm gonna watch that one too this week.
Have you seen it before?
In a long time. It's been a long time. So I probably was a kid when I watched it. I probably was like 6 years old when I watched Videodrome.
Yeah, I love Videodrome. That's a really good one. One of my favorites.
So I'm definitely gonna watch that probably this weekend.
My wife really liked Death Becomes Her, which I thought she would. Yeah, I thought she would. So that was a good one to kind of like get started.
It's kind of like in the same vein as Beetlejuice, I guess. Want to say.
Sorta, yeah. What I would describe it to people, it's like if Tales from the Crypt were like made a movie.
Yeah,
it feels very much like a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Well, they did make a movie. Nobody just liked it.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Did they make two movies?
No, there's several of them. Are you talking about Bordello of Blood? Because I like that one.
I think Demon Knight was one people didn't like.
Demon Knight is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, Demon Knight was the one they didn't like. Bordello of Blood's pretty good, if I remember correctly.
Like Bordello of Blood. Next news story is we have a lot of Halo updates, which is funny because Dev left. I would have loved to have Dev's opinion. So Halo Infinite's getting a third-person mode for the first time in November. Now, what I've yet to be able to like identify here is that it was announced like you're getting a third-person mode. And they showed like images and everything of it. I was like, okay, that's cool. I assume that meant like for the entire game, but I've seen several comments and Reddit threads seemingly suggesting that this is only for multiplayer.
Boo!
And I tried looking up if it's coming to the campaign or not. And I have yet to see it definitively stated that you can play the campaign in third person. I even asked Sean. I was like, hey, are you seeing that? He was like, I actually am not. So I don't know if it's only for like a single mode or if it's a whole, I don't know.
I'm curious now.
If I could play the entire campaign in third person, I might go back. I might try.
I would too.
But it may just be multiplayer. But that was like actually like kind of the small news. The big news is that Sunday night, it was announced at the Halo World Championships that 343 are changing their names. So they'll no longer be known as 343 Industries. They're now being known as Halo Studios. And they said it's to signify a new dawn for the Halo franchise. They said that we've got the Bungie chapter of Halo, we have the 343 chapter of Halo, and now we're entering a new chapter for the franchise. One that includes that they're dumping the Slipspace engine.
Okay.
The 20-year engine that has powered Halo. They are moving to Unreal Engine 5 for every game that Halo is doing moving forward. And that they announced that they have multiple Halo games in the works at the moment. Not just one, multiple games in the works right now. So I think that's a good thing. One, I think it's pretty easy. They have a shit ton, like Xbox. When I say Xbox is a shit ton of Unreal Engine support in-house. Right? So many of their studios use Unreal Engine. So it can only help that you can be able to bend the ear of your teams across studios and learn from each other. That's a good thing. 2, I don't know if you remember this. I'm not sure how much you follow Halo stuff. Halo Infinite was plagued a lot by some developer reports that came out in the aftermath in the wake of its release of the Slipspace engine.
I remember that.
I remember when they got Forge going, and people there were literally developers talking about how Forge was easier to make the game in than the actual engine that made Forge. They're like, this is easier to make assets in this than the game. And there was like a lot of, I want to say speculation, but I mean, it wasn't, it was like informed speculation. There was a lot of talk and analysis done after Halo about 343's reliance on contractors, and Microsoft has like certain rules on having contractor support. You can only have them for a certain amount of time, and it became very hard because you kept like losing people and bringing people on, trying to teach them the Slipspace engine, and like in trying to retain that talent became very difficult. And they said that was a part of why Halo Infinite was delayed and plagued for so many development issues. So you would have to think that moving to Unreal, which is like the most common AAA development engine, it's got to widen your pool for assets, for human resources, to hire new people, to bring in people that know what they're doing and can get to the ground running faster. You'd have to think that is a good thing. I would think. I
think it's a great thing.
I saw all of this as a positive news.
Yeah.
Dev in the Discord echoed something that I think was shared by Kyle and several others. A lot of people weren't thrilled to see this update because because it wasn't a game. They were like, "Why are you even talking about this? Isn't exciting."
I think this is a little bit more exciting than a game in terms, and to me at least, because they're telling you, "Hey, we're going to make Halo work. We're putting resources behind it. We're going to give you not one game, more game. This is the future of Halo right here."
Exactly, and I think based on its troubled reintroduction, I think what this is really telling you is that they're making changes.
Yeah,
that the way of doing it is over. They're not doing that anymore. They're fixing it, and I find that to be very hopeful. I would hope that most Xbox fans would see it the same way. I also think that there's lots of studios that talk about switching to UE5 development or moving tech or porting things over and updating their engines. I don't think a lot of people get excited about that. There was a lot of talk when Kojima was making a game that he was using the Decima engine and working with PlayStation, and people were thrilled for that. I think people just weren't thrilled because of Halo and where Halo's been lately. And I think they're trying. I think that's the whole point of all this news, is they're trying to signal that is over. And they're doing this now. And it remains to be seen if it's good, right? They got to make it good, but at least they're not saying we're still doing it the way we've always done it. At least this is like they're trying, I think.
I agree. I think that's dope. I'm excited for their future. I really am.
Yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't point this out, because I said it last week on the show and I've said it before. If you wanted to bring Halo to other platforms, the first step you would take is getting it off the Slipspace engine. So I kind of see this as maybe the precursor. I'm like, look, we still don't know if that's going to happen, but I kind of think I've long said this. I expect that. I think that's a button Xbox is ready to push. That's just me. It's just where I am with Halo. I think it makes sense for Halo.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And there's been...
This may be a little controversial. I think Halo is a big enough brand that needs to be everywhere.
I agree.
It's kind of grown bigger than Xbox in a sense. It has a TV show now.
It's way bigger than Xbox's console share.
Yes.
That's for damn sure.
Yes. So it's kind of like, people know Halo. People who don't know Xbox particularly know what Halo is. They know the show. They know the game. So let's get out there. If we can get Master Chief on PS5 or Switch, let's do it.
There was a report about a year ago, and I think it was echoed recently, that Xbox, one of these projects that are in the works, maybe, we don't know this for sure, but maybe a remake of Combat Evolved. And that might be to help them get used to a new engine. And if you were going to remake a game that has already been remade, I can see no other purpose than to share it with other platforms.
PS5 Pro Enhanced, baby.
Switch 2.
Switch 2.
I mean, why stop there? Like I see no other. There's no other reason, unless you have like some new idea for it. There's no other reason to remake that game now, with Master Chief Collection and all that. Like you might as well, like do something new. So if they're remaking it, probably makes sense. It'll help the studio get used to the tool set and build a new, build on UE5, but then also reach new players. And I think that would make sense. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But it's big news for Halo. We have PlayStation non-essential updates. So this would be for the non-essential tiers. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can play Dead Island 2, 2 Point Campus, Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me.
That's the good one.
Gree, Return to Monkey Island, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
I heard that's pretty good.
Did you? Yeah.
I heard the Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed is pretty good.
Firefighting Simulator, Overpass 2, Tour de France 23, and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Those are all coming this month. You can also play The Last Clockwinder, which is a VR game, Dino Crisis, Siren, which is a great for Halloween, and then R-Type Dimensions EX.
Siren, I don't think I played that. That's the PS2 version.
Yeah.
I like the PS3 one. The PS3 one's kind of awesome. It's really scary. I think it's called Siren Blood Curse. So I'm really interested how that PS2 one is. Might want to check that one out.
We still have PlayStation news. As PlayStation announced that at the end of this month, so you have until Halloween, they are delisting and shutting Little Big Planet down completely.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Little Big Planet 3, I should say. You may remember last year, they took Little Big Planet 3 servers offline, and they were like, "We're going to fix it." And then like 6 months went by, and people were like, "Where the hell are?" And then they're like, "Yeah, this is never coming back." Like
we fixed it. It's dead.
We turned it off. So now they're just delisting the entire game. So if you wanted to keep Little Big Planet 3, buy it before it's too late.
Yeah, I think I own it. I'm quite sure I own it.
I think it came to PlayStation Plus, so I think most people probably have it through that, but that doesn't mean you own it like when they actually turn the services off. So if you want to own it and keep it on your hard drive, buy a copy. Oh. We had the Yawns bad tonight.
Understandable.
Headlines. Red Dead Redemption is coming officially to PC October 29th. Will include a native 4K resolution, 144 hertz, ultra-wide and super ultra-wide support, HDR10, mouse and keyboard. There will be official support for AMD FSR 3.0, NVIDIA's DLSS with frame generation. It's coming to Steam, the Epic Games Store, as well as the Rockstar launcher. It is the first time, I think, in 13 years that you can play Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare on the PC, which means your Steam Decks, it means your Roger Allies, your MSI Claws, all that shit.
OPPs.
I will be buying this game day one for full price. The game I already own on Xbox and Switch.
And immediately putting Mario in it.
Red Dead Mario. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
I love this game, and I love it so much that I think it severely tainted how I saw Red Dead 2. And yeah, like barring, like I will be playing Black Ops in November, but barring that, again, another reason why I've kind of stopped buying games for a while. This is going to shoot up to the next to play. I'm seriously going to stop everything and play Red Dead again. 100% I will. Absolutely I will.
It's a great game.
I definitely want to play Red Dead at 4K 60 on my PC with everything turned up. Absolutely I do.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah, that sounds great. So, Mario Party and Shadows of the Dam and shit can wait a minute.
Is this a full price game? Oh, that's a black game.
The collection was, yeah. Or when it came out on Switch, it was, I think.
Huh. I guess you know what? Red Dead kind of gets that on her.
I mean, it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's a big game.
It was $50 on PS5. It's on sale for 30. So maybe it'll be $50. I don't know if there's a Steam listing for it yet or not. I didn't check.
$50 is a good price for it.
Yeah, 50 is a great price. I just assumed it would be full price.
Undead Nightmare is great.
I
really
love
like
that. Oh, it's my favorite. I was so over the moon for that shit when it came out back in the day, dude.
It's really good.
And I remember when I got my Series X early, a lot of the new games weren't available. And I replayed Undead Nightmare while I was waiting for the games to hit the store. So yeah, the price isn't listed on Steam yet. It's just a page up. I mean, if it's 50 everywhere, I imagine it's probably $50.
Yeah, 50 sounds like it might be.
So I'll be buying it immediately. According to True Trophies, this is a story for you.
Okay.
The player count for Until Dawn on PlayStation 5 launch is one of the worst game launches on the console to date, and 28% smaller than Concord's player base at launch. Now, and if you were to like question True Trophies, I don't know what that site is, but if you wanted to question that statistic, the player count is similarly insanely low on PC and Steam as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. This game got a lot of bad press before it came out.
Digital Foundry kind of tore it apart.
Yeah. And I think the Metacritic for it doesn't probably do it. It might actually be a decent game because the Metacritic's at a 70. But the way this game has gotten torn apart.
I thought the Metacritic was higher.
I think it was like 71 or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was in the 80s. I
think that was the original one was in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at it now, 70.
Yeah. It's gotten torn. It's getting torn apart like it's in the 50s and 40s. But yeah, this game's gotten torn apart.
I haven't played it, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the trailers. I haven't seen anybody play it, but I did listen because I usually listen to the Digital Foundry podcast, especially when I'm driving. So I was listening to it, and they said that it was like they remade a game and they made it worse. They're like visual quality's worse, performance worse, the animation's worse, it's janky. I was like, oh god, it's a remake. This isn't a new game; it's a remake. That's worse. You can't remake the game and it be terrible. That's terrible. That's awful.
And if I'm correct, Supermassive didn't remake this game. Another company did it.
Yeah, Sony hired I looked it up. I had it in the Discord. I don't remember the name, but it's a different developer because apparently they're going to make a sequel. So they're making Until Dawn 2, and there's a movie coming out.
Well, the movie's going to probably be decent, but
that's the whole point of this remake and everything. And they probably did the remake on the cheap, and that's why. And because here's the thing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with playing the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 version was fine. Like you could just play that. They should have just like up-resed and enhanced that game. But they, for whatever reason, somebody decided, no, we're going to pay somebody to remake the game in Unreal Engine 5.
Ballistic Moon is the company, by the way.
It introduced all kinds of fucking issues.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is the name of this. I don't know anything about them. That's not a name that comes to mind.
The reason why I wanted to get into this game was because it has more content in it. It's supposed to be like new levels, and it's supposed to be like a special edition without being a special edition, like new levels, deleted scenes, and they kind of added into the story. I think it even has a new ending or something like that.
So Ballistic Moon is founded by Supermassive alumni.
Okay.
So that's another reason why they went with them.
Wow.
It's unfortunate. This is their first game.
Yeah, unfortunate for them.
Yeah, I really loved Until Dawn when it came out. I really did. As like a horror fan, I loved it. I think a part of the reason why I was not excited when this was announced. I have not been excited about the entire time.
I wasn't either.
When we were talking on the Discord, I was thinking to myself, I was like, why is that? Because I love this game on PlayStation 4, and I think the reason for me is that since this game has come out, we've had like 20 clones of that game since. They keep trying. We've had repeats and retakes at it. So it's like I'm not nostalgic for it because it hasn't been long ago.
Because it became a genre.
Exactly.
This is the thing. It's not only about Supermassive.
It's overdone, and it's over and over and over again. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in this. Like
my thing was everything that they showed me screamed, this should be like an upgrade. Like you should pay like, hey, here's $20 more and you get this version of it if you already own the game. And the fact that it was
an upgrade.
Yeah, this is a full price game.
I wouldn't pay. I'd be like, you better leave my PS4 version intact. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want the upgrade. You keep your fucking upgrade. I want to keep my shit, the OG. Yeah. Yarn says they better not GTA Definitive Edition this game. It sounds exactly like what they did.
Yeah. I from day one, once I was like, they're charging full price for this game? Oh, we added some new stuff. I'm like, that's not enough stuff for like $70.
It's not a great way to kick off this thing that you seemingly want to be some multimedia franchise. Like, we're going to make a movie or make a sequel. It's like, Jesus.
And I
You're
think
getting off to a really bad start here.
Yeah, this is not one you want to mess up on. I think Until Dawn could be a good franchise for Sony in general, but you got to nail it.
And they didn't.
I am curious that, because I know they're going to make, they were talking about making this a franchise. Are they going to use the characters from the game? Like the same people?
I don't know, but I mean, I did see that they wrapped filming. It's done.
Because they are like
editing and whatnot. I imagine that movie comes out like next year.
Yeah, because people in this game are like significantly older now. Like when the game came out, they're not like they don't look
the same actors, but same characters.
It'd be the same. I was trying to figure. It's going to be the same actors.
Yeah, no, I would imagine so.
Because
Xbox has announced a themed Indiana Jones console that you can't buy.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
So they got a big gold Indiana Jones Xbox with a themed controller and everything for a sweepstakes. And
that's
you're
stupid.
Just not allowed to buy it.
That is dumb. Just sell us it. Stop doing this dumb shit. They don't have to be the fucking, ooh, you can only buy this or wish this on a star. No. Let people buy the shit. Even if it's limited. It's so stupid.
It's like the meme where the guy shoots himself in the chair and then goes, why would I do it? Like, it's like, why would Xbox do this? Like they just shoot themselves in the foot so often. Here they have this big ass game, Indiana Jones, was going to be exclusive. Then it's never got mad. It's like the least you could do is fucking try to sell a console based off this property and like try to move some hardware.
Yeah.
Nah.
And the thing that annoys me about it is,
and listen, hang on, let me finish this spot. How many fucking controllers have they sold? We have fucking a bajillion controllers. Space Jam controller, yes. LeBron controller, fucking Galactic Purple controller, see-through controller. Here comes Indiana Jones controller that you cannot buy. Who the fuck is making these decisions, man?
I don't know. It's so bad.
Like, it's just I've lost so much hope and desire for Xbox. Like it's a comedy of errors at this point. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, of course. Why would we expect them to do anything else but this?
It's baffling to me because they don't. This isn't the first or second time they've done it. They've done this with SpongeBob. They've done this with I think Deadpool. There's like a lot of things that Hellblade that people want to buy. Like, no, you can't buy.
We couldn't even buy Hellblade. Couldn't buy a physical copy of the game. Couldn't buy a console. Couldn't buy a statue. Nothing. You'll get nothing.
It's baffling.
It really is, isn't it? I'm broken. I'm a broken Xbox fan. I've lost all hope. Like you know what I'm happy for? I'm happy I'm gonna get like 4 free Call of Duties and like that's gonna be it. I'm gonna call it a wrap. Like I just you let me know. You know what? Just let me know when Gears shows up. And I'll buy Gears somehow. And like that's where I am these days. It's like I have no. The tank is empty. I have no enthusiasm for.
I think we had that conversation last week where I was like, yeah, it's time to set sail on my Game Pass because I have no use for it. I'll just buy the game.
I have use for it.
You do. I don't.
I'll still use it. This year I haven't used it as much because I'm playing like all the games that I want to play. I'm buying. They're not on Game Pass. Yeah. Game Pass seems great. They have a lot of games. I'm definitely not throwing a stone at Game Pass seems great.
No, not at
lots
all.
Of games.
I
just don't have time to play them because I'm preoccupied.
Yeah. I have gotten to the point where I don't think I need this anymore. I'm almost to that point with PlayStation Plus. Like, I don't know if I need this anymore.
I stopped Plus years ago.
Yeah, I'm about to 86 that one as well.
Yeah. I plan on playing Stalker whenever that arrives. I forget, but I'll play Stalker 2. I'll try it. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, Call of Duty. Let me know when Call of Duty shows up.
Yeah,
But-
that'll be the one to get for it.
Just like the Xbox, I don't know, the vision, the vibe, the whatever it is. I just don't have a lot of stock right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm at an all-time low, and that's crazy coming from like the Matric days. And it's not that bad. Like I it's not that bad. It's just I'm not even going to compare it to. It's not that bad, but for some odd reason, I feel worse about it now. Like this is worse.
It's different. You know what it is? I think it's the idea of hope and what we were hoping for and what we were expecting to what we actually got.
Yeah, it's just sour expectations for sure.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're totally fine to exist the way they are. It's just not all that exciting.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Yeah, we talked about Alarm Bell.
We already talked about that one.
Creative Assembly and Sega have announced Alien Isolation is getting a sequel.
I think that's awesome. I'm excited for it.
It'll be a big game. I'm not, because I don't like games like that. I'm not super into like. I want more agency. I don't want to just sneak around. Like that's not my favorite thing. But the game is beloved and a lot of people love it, so I'm happy for them.
I appreciate that this game is kind of a success story. I remember when this game first came out, people were panning the shit out of this game.
Yeah,
people didn't, like reviews were like harsh on it, and it just seemed like over time this game has aged very, very well.
We found out how many reviewers were not very good at video games.
Yes, very much so. Because I remember people talking about how hard it was and how bad it is and stuff like that, and people were like, "No, this is kind of fucking awesome. This is what we want from Alien game."
Yeah. When I saw this announcement, I just immediately thought of Sean. Sean loves this game, and I'm happy for those people. I really am.
I will say this about Alien Isolation.
Please do.
It is one of the few horror games that is actually terrifying.
That's true. Yeah, no, it nails it.
It nails
it. Lands the plane. It's just like really long to play like that, like a style like that. Like if I'm going to play a game like that, it needs to be like PT. Not like a whole fucking game. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do this for the whole,
12 hours.
Give me a gun or something. Let me do something. God damn.
You run, you hide, and you die. That's what happens in that game. That is what happens.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do in a video game. Foam Stars is now free to play on PlayStation 4 and 5.
I wouldn't play that shit if they paid me to play it. Keep that bitch. They can say, here's $20, play Foam Stars. Like, nope, but I'll take you $20.
I guess that's still exclusive for some reason. Why? Like, why? Yeah, why?
Give it away.
Universal Pictures. This was a story I was saving for Dev. Universal Pictures is making a movie based on Shinobi.
Why?
I
can't tell you the last time I've heard anything from the Shinobi franchise.
Well, you remember last year they announced that they're making a bunch of these retro games. Like they're bringing back Crazy Taxi and Streets of Rage, and Shinobi was one of them. They're making a Shinobi game. So there's a Shinobi game coming, and they showed what that game looks like, and it looked awesome. It was kind of the star of that little announcement.
Okay.
Crazy Taxi got all the buzz, but Shinobi looked good.
You know what? Maybe it's because I was more of a Ninja Gaiden fan than a Shinobi fan when I was growing up.
I mean, when I hear you're making a movie out of Shinobi, it's like you're just making a ninja movie. I get it.
Yeah,
like you're just gonna call it Shinobi. It'd probably be loosely affiliated about the game. Probably not.
Probably, yeah. Like when I think of like what should happen, I would think Ninja Gaiden would be the one. Like, yeah, we should make a movie out of this. I love Ninja Gaiden. Even the story's pretty good. Convoluted as shit, but it's pretty good.
I never really got into it. Super hard, right?
Oh yeah, it's hard.
No, I don't play games really like that. Like an easy way to turn me off. I'm like, yeah, never mind. I know Ryan loves Ninja Gaiden, but I never really got into it.
Yeah. I played it all. I want to say I played all of them up to the Xbox, which I think the first Ninja Gaiden game that was a reboot was an Xbox exclusive. I want to say.
I think you're right. Yeah,
that was a pretty good one. Hard, also very hard game. Very hard game, but good.
Hotel Barcelona has been delayed to next year.
Which game is this?
This is the Swery 65 game. The creator of Deadly Premonition. That was loosely co-written with Suda. Loosely. I say loosely because every time they ask Suda about it, He's like, yeah, I'm not really making it. It's like, it really sounds like, okay, for anybody that maybe there's somebody out there that has no idea what this game is, or maybe they just started listening to us. Years ago, Swery 65 and Suda51 got together and said they wanted to co-make a game. Then Swery essentially started baking it. And every time they asked Suda about it, it sounds like he didn't know they were making it. And essentially what he did is he just kind of like ran thoughts by Suda, and Suda would give him his opinion on what they were doing. And they'd be like, this is what we're thinking about. So what it looks like. And he's like, yeah, that looks cool. And for some odd reason, though, the industry keeps marketing as like they're both developing it, but they're not. It's really a Swery 65 game with Suda's name on the box.
Yeah.
It feels
like
they
pay Suda. Oh, they pay him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting something out of it. But like, it's not Grasshopper. Like, they're not making it. They're not doing anything. They're not really affiliated. It doesn't even look like a Suda game at all.
Yeah, it looks like a Swery game.
And it was supposed to be, when they kind of mentioned it, they were supposed to have like these iconic killers, and then when you see it, like, you don't really recognize any of it. You know, I'm not excited about this. Will I play it? Yeah, I will, because it has his name on the box. I will.
What was the last game Swery made? Was it that Xbox game that was really weird?
I mean, I would have said Deadly Premonition 2.
Oh yeah, he did make that crap.
Yeah, that was what I would have said. I don't know if that's maybe they've done something else. I don't know. But that would have been how I would have answered that question. Let's see here. Harto Barcelona. He made a game called The Good Life in 2021. The Good Life is a role-playing game developed by White Owls for Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 4. The game involves playing the role of Naomi Hayward, a journalist in New York who, after accumulating a debt of $30 million, has been sent to investigate a small village in North England believed to have a secret in which the population is able to transform into cats and dogs.
Huh.
That's the game that they made. It has a Metacritic of 50.
Well,
Nintendo Life gave it a 7.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Comic Book gave it a 35. Metro gave it a 20. Here's what Eurogamer says. A surprisingly generous and deep life sim from the mind of Swery 65, but frustratingly creaky. So, doesn't sound great.
I was thinking of D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die.
Yeah, I know.
That was the Xbox exclusive game. What a weird game.
A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead has included a mode that allows you to turn on a microphone where its creatures will be able to detect any real-life noises you make while playing the game.
Absolutely not.
You got to.
No. There's a lot of Steam games that do that, too. And I turn that shit off on those, too.
You got to turn the mic on that PlayStation 5 controller.
No.
And just whisper, be like, hey, little monster.
No. I would die as soon as the game starts. The fucking dog would bark. The parrot would make noise. My son would walk in.
With that parrot be like, you son of a bitch, and the monster come and kill you.
Yeah, immediately.
You embarrass me. Start fucking trying to kill the parrot.
Yeah, choking the parrot like Homer does Bart.
It's the last time, parrot. You're going to die today.
Yeah, can't do it.
That's hilarious. PS5 Pro pre-orders go live tomorrow at most stores.
Again?
Yeah, so stores. So they're going to go live at Best Buy, and Amazon, and GameStop, and Target, and all that. That includes, if anybody out there wants one of those anniversary models, I think the anniversary Slim should be available tomorrow.
So Dev, if Dev was here, if you would have heard, if you can hear this, Dev
knows. He knows.
Let's say he doesn't know. Well, he's not.
I'm not getting it. I thought about it when it was announced, because I've honestly, for a long time, I've thought I've wanted nothing more but this. Like, this is kind of all I've wanted. I wanted that PlayStation 4 for so long. It's just so much money to pay for something that, like, I already have. Like, I have the plates.
It is a lot.
I have the silver plates, the silver controller. I know it's not the same, but it's like it's like right there to being the same thing. You know, it's like, what am I paying? Why would I pay? Like, I'm paying just for new plates. I pay $500 for new plates, and even if I sold my console and stuff, like I'm paying what $200 to swap it all out. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I wouldn't have bought the PlayStation 5 I had, so I could have bought one of these. But now that I have one, I'm not going to get one. I might get a controller. Maybe. I'm still kind of on the fence. Maybe.
Okay.
I thought about one of those portals, but again, it's like I have my Ally. That's the portal. Like, what am I going to do with an actual portal? You know?
Yeah. My son hooked up my Ally so it has the Steam Deck OS on it, essentially.
Yeah. So
it's really good. I like it.
Nice.
I'll just use this for now. I like how this works.
What are you going to do with your Steam Deck then?
I'm still playing my Steam Deck. I still love my Steam Deck. You know, the Ally, I have the Ally that lasts 2 hours. So
it just feels redundant to have both if you've installed Linux on the Ally.
A little bit, but
the only reason for having both is that the Ally could run Windows. You get Game Pass and everything. Like,
yeah.
If you take all that away,
I still have it where I can run the Game Pass. He's set up so I can still run Game Pass. Dual boot, yeah.
Gotcha. I got you. Yeah, my special edition console was the Zelda one. Like, that was my splurge. Yeah. So I'm not getting the PlayStation.
And since I have technically 2 houses now, one stays at one house, one stays at the other.
That makes some sense.
Yeah. Which I may do with the PS5s.
Nice.
Probably get a Pro and keep one at one house and one at the other.
It is hilarious how the internet basically clowned PlayStation for the Pro. And then they were like, release it in the PS1 colors, and now everybody's like, I gotta have it.
The greatest console of all time.
Right, yeah, like people were losing their shit. All they did was spray paint that motherfucker. People lost their minds. It's hilarious. Yeah. Me and Clay, I do love it. I'm not hating. It's a really nice color. Like, it looks great.
That is the internet.
That's true.
They're 1 minute they're mad, and the next minute it's the greatest thing that ever existed.
100%. That's the news. So Deb's not back yet. So that means no.
Is he back? Nope. I'll do the scoring update then.
Yeah.
We got a scoring update. Donnie and Delvin got the over of 83.5 right for Silent Hill 2 as it gets an 86. Devin and Delvin did not score. They both went over with Until Dawn. What a mistake that was. At 81 as it got a 72. But both did score with Metaphor de Fantasio getting the over right of 85.5 as it sits at a 92. Donnie still
I'm rolling my eyes at that. That's like gifting you points.
That was
85. That's absurd. People have been talking about how hot that game is all summer.
It's not even that. I don't remember any of what is called games scoring like lower than like an 87.
Yeah, and we know that like Games Media Journal, they're suckers. They're cucks for Atlas.
Those Atlas games.
Yeah, like I'm like,
every one of them
is going way over 85. Not a chance.
Yeah, like I think the lowest is like 87.
He's just giving you points. He's like, here, just have a point.
Here's a point. There you go. Thank you.
We'll take it. Like over under 40 for Metaphor Refantasio. Like, come on.
That was a good one. That was an easy one. All right. The score now is Donnie 42, Delvin 39, and Devin 35. All right, Donnie, here's a good one for us. Over or under Life is Strange double exposure, 81.5. The last Life is Strange True Colors received the 80.
This is a good. I'm torn.
I am too.
I'm really torn. I don't know. I honestly, I can make a case for this going either way. I don't know. Here's what I'll say. I'll take the over simply because I didn't like True Colors a lot. It's my least favorite Life is Strange game. So I have to think, like, if Life is Strange is going to continue to exist, I think double exposure needs to be better than True Colors. So I'll take the over in hopes that that's the case.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't like True Colors either.
I have zero confidence in that pick. I'm picking what I want it to happen.
Yeah. I think Life is Strange games usually hit around this range anyway.
Yeah, so you're probably right.
Going over 80. Ooh, that's a really close line.
Because I could easily see it being like 75, 76, 100%.
You know what? I think this is a good game to counterpick you with. I'll go under. I'll go to under.
We got Life is Strange got 85, True Colors got 81. Before the Storm, my favorite one, 77.
Okay.
Life is Strange 2, which I like a lot. And that one's probably like the one that I think got the most hate, 78.
Okay.
So there's more 7s than 8s for sure. The Collection got a 70. Got a 64 on Switch.
Ooh. It's still hard though, because this one could be really good, and this is the one that people are waiting for.
It is. It seems reworked, but it also feels like a departure from what they've been doing before. Yeah. And I don't know how that's going to land. If they land it, people might be really excited for it. Yeah. If they don't land it, people might be really angry.
Yes.
They're also releasing like half of it like super early. They're releasing like half, like the first 2 episodes like a month earlier than the rest. If you pre-order and stuff, that might have an effect on.
We got to stop doing that.
Here's the other thing: are they with that pre-order thing? When reviews, are we getting reviews when the pre-order bonuses come out or when the game releases?
Yeah, that's good.
Because like, are you going to be able to? Is it going to be like a review in progress, or are reviewers going to be able to play the whole thing before the rest of the episodes release? I don't know. I have no fucking idea how this is going to work.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with the under.
You know what? I don't want to counter. I'm gonna switch mine. I'm gonna take the under. Okay. I'm gonna pick whatever you pick because I don't have any confidence that I can pick a point here. Like, I don't want to lose a point on this question.
Yeah, this is a really hard one. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really hard one. This is a really difficult one.
Like, it doesn't feel fair for me to lose a point on this.
Yeah, that is good strategy. Either we both get it or we both miss it.
That's right. I just want to pick whatever you're picking is what I want to pick.
I think with this one, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'll go with that one. All right. The next one.
Hang on. Are you playing that like right away? Because I'm not. No, that's another one of those. I don't know when I'm going to play Life is Strange.
I'll pre-order it, but I won't play it right away.
When I get Echoes done, if it's still in October, I'm going to be playing Luigi's Mansion. If it's in November, I'm going to go back to Astrobot. Probably Shadows of the Damned, then Silent Hill, then Call of Duty. I may not play Life is Strange True Colors until like December or January.
Might be the same. It might be the same.
Yeah, it's just kind of on. I've been telling Rebecca that for months. It's like, it's not that I don't want to play it. I do. It's just on deck. Like, it's going to be in the batter's box for a minute.
I feel like I have to play it now because I know she's want to talk about it on Shaq. So I'm gonna have to play it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to play it.
And Haley.
Yeah, Haley's going to. We probably might have to bring Haley in on that episode. Now I think about it.
That's fine. I can take a week off.
Because I know she probably want to talk about it as well. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, I know they definitely love Life is Strange.
I'd love to be there talking about it with you guys, but not at the point of me taking everything, not me putting everything else on the shelf to play it. I can't do that.
That makes sense. Yeah, because we really don't know. This game, we really don't know. I haven't heard that much about it. Like, I forgot it was coming out at one point.
I think me too. Yeah, it's.
I think Rebecca said it. And I'm like, oh, that is coming out, huh?
Soon.
Like, yeah. Like, she's like, soon. Like, oh, okay. We'll see. All right. The next one is, which I'm not even sure this is a thing. Over or under 89.5 for Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster. I say that because are they going to review this?
Yeah, it's a new release. Of course they're going to review it. Everyone's going to talk about how the upgrades changed the game.
I guess. I don't know why. Like, I don't see why. It's the same. Well, anyway, Horizon Zero Dawn scored an 89 when it first released. Like,
they just reviewed Until Dawn. Why would
that's like a full. That's like a full remake.
This is a remaster.
This is like a remaster. This is just like making it
review remasters all the time.
Yeah.
Just type remaster in a Metacritic.
Look, it's real simple. Pick a score. You going over or under?
I'll take the under.
I was gonna take the under too.
I think people are a little. I think people may be a little horizoned out.
I'm gonna take the under also. No, you know what? I'm taking the over. Fuck it.
89 is high. That's not high. It's really high.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the over on like the Lego version.
Cool.
I don't know where people are on that one. Like that's the one I'm excited. Like I'll play that one. I'm getting that one day one. That's another one I gotta find time to play. There's too much to play. Like I forgot who I was telling this to. I was telling somebody. It was Haley. Haley was calling. She texted me about like which games we're buying and trying to line all that up. And I'm like, I'm actually kind of glad Shadows got delayed because I have zero time for Shadows right now. And I would not. To be fair, I would have dropped everything to play Shadows, but that just would have meant everything else is waiting even further to be played. There's no time. I'm so fucking underwater on games to play. And I'm also like with Echoes, I've seen several people in Discord, they've already beat it and everything. I have no idea how long it takes to beat. I'm not like too preoccupied with it. I'm not trying to beat it. Like I'm enjoying my Zelda game. You know, like I'm sitting down, I'm playing my Zelda. I will beat it whenever I get there.
Yeah.
Like as time allows. And I think I'll play Silent Hill the exact same way. You know, so like the idea of an Assassin's Creed epic being dropped right now, like no time. I have zero time for this right now.
You got as much time as you want. You play it when you're ready. Like that's the whole thing with everybody trying to get everything.
I could be playing Shadows for the next year.
You could be. And when it's time, you'll get to it.
So,
would you guys take on the previous, the Life is Strange, whatever it is?
I took the over, and then he took the over, and then he took the under, and I didn't want to lose the point, so then I took the under too.
Correct.
Because I don't know what. So we're both on the under. I don't know what the fuck that game's gonna do. Man.
I'm taking the under. I feel like those games have been kind of lately.
Yeah.
So. But I do have some breaking news about Sparking Zero.
All right.
Okay.
This in from the Honorable Rude Day. He says, only one person got the overwrite for Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. The line was 82.5, and it's got an 83.
It's got an 82. That's not true. I did the math.
When he wrote this, it was an 83.
No, it didn't. It wasn't. Because when I asked him the question, today, I looked it up, and I looked it up with a reason. I asked for a reason.
Hey, this is coming from Rude Days, all right?
And I'm telling you, I'm calling for a recount.
You can call all you want. This is what happened.
I'm going to do the math again. Here it is.
Do the math all you want.
Listen, the numbers have not changed. We have 3 scores for Sparking Zero on Metacritic. PS5, 83, PC, 83, Xbox, 80. You add all 3 of them together, it's 246. You divide by 3. The average is 82. That is an average of 82. That is my point.
Xbox.
The line was 82.5. It's my point.
It's not your point, unfortunately.
This is in 4K.
The rules
this is rigged. It's fake.
It can be rigged all you want. It can be rigged all you want. You can call it all you want.
Pants, don't certify the results. This is bullshit. Stop the steal. Stop the steal.
Call it all you want. Call it all you want.
This is absurd. Fuck that. I'm absolutely not.
And to quote Delvin, the California legend, Chaffee, who made the request to double my points, got it right. So he's not going to double the points because then the season's over. But he is going to give the Chaffee bonus of 4 points, which ties me up with Delvin at this point.
I vacate the contest. I will not pick another.
And the funny
I'm not
thing about
picking
it is,
another game.
And you know what? I knew that was the case. That's why I kept saying we cannot allow this shit to happen.
I'm not picking another game.
I knew that was the case. And I knew that's why Dev was like, hey, let's get the squad
collusion. This is collusion on the highest of orders.
I knew this was the case.
Nothing to do with this.
Because my son came and wanted to buy the game.
And he bought on the worst system. We don't even count Xbox stores anymore.
Because he came to me and he goes, it's reviewing very well. So I looked it up. I go, is it? And I looked at it and I was like, it's 82. It's not reviewing that well. And he goes, and it was so funny. Jack goes, well, that's because the people that gave it low scores don't know how to play it. It was so funny.
How is 82 not right, Jack. Well? How is it 82 not a good score?
I appreciate Jack having that Delvin energy.
Oh, yeah. He immediately got defensive. So because he came and asked me about the review, that's why I sat down today. And when I saw the Rude come in, I was like, wait a minute. Why isn't Sparking Zero? And this reviews are out.
and
I
fucked
knew
it up
the
for
review.
us.
I actually went back. I looked in this and I typed in Sparky 0 and the Rude set the line at 82.5. And I was like, I remember I took the under. And I should get that to 82. Yeah. I should get the point.
I remember.
I think
and you were like,
even
deduct
look
points
at
for
the
Donnie.
fact-
I was like, we both took the under. This is your point too.
But I knew what
I'm fighting for you. I'm trying to cross the aisle here.
What happened?
Stop the steal. Where's
guessing,
Giuliani? Where's Giuliani?
Even if you were to take the average of PC, Xbox, and PC, it's still not the average because then it's 55 PS5 reviews.
Doesn't matter.
8 reviews from Xbox and 11. So you want to take the average? Take the average across all the reviews.
We take the average across all consoles. That's how we do it. Dev, the average of the place of all things. Dev, the average.
I don't know if that's how he does it.
This is ridiculous. I'm out.
I'm just saying.
The ritual ends here. This is it. Like it literally is.
You only don't want to take the Rude Days announcement when it doesn't favor you.
When it doesn't favor me,
how this works.
When it doesn't favor me, he's rightfully fucking me in the ass. This is absurd. He's fucking giving you guys 8-9 points a month. He's giving you Refantasio and quadruple points. And this is bullshit. What am I even doing anymore?
I don't even know about whatever the Refantasio thing is.
Collusion. This is collusion.
Picked against Delvin. That was all.
No, you got a point.
I got a point.
We both shared a point.
Oh, sweet.
Collusion of the highest order.
Now you're like 3 points behind Donnie. We're all like tied up. This doesn't benefit me at all. Like Dev just tied me. I was like beating Dev's ass. Now we're tied.
Mm-hmm. Now it's tight.
To be fair, Delvin, he's given you like 19 points. You're not beating anybody this year.
I'm still beating.
Rightfully on your own, you'd have like 18. Dev would be beating you by like 20 points.
Well, look here.
You're not anybody's ball right now. We've been trying to tell you that all year.
Well, unfortunately, that's not what the scoreboard says.
Of course, which is why I'm out. This is fucking funny money.
Says Dev 89? Whatever the fuck we got. 39.
Some of us have 39, and Donnie has 32.
Casino bullshit. Some Goodfellas bullshit going on here. I have rights.
No,
you can't do this to me.
I don't think you do.
No,
apparently, I don't.
The only rights we have are the ones Rude Days aside.
Fucked over.
I appreciate last week when I asked a simple question. I got harassed for asking the question. And this week, Donnie see what I had to deal with. I'm glad. Good. Now I goddamn hope Dev wins. Go for it, Dev.
He's gonna win.
Days, cheat for him. Give him points. Give him my points. I feel like Goku and Dragon Ball.
Give him my points too.
Let's go.
Give him my points too.
I want to raise my hands up.
We're gonna reset. We're gonna reset the number. We're gonna reset the number. It's Dev. What's the numbers? It's Dev 99.5, Donnie 0, and Delvin -1. Those are now.
No, motherfucker. You can't just have one over me. No, that's not how it's gonna work.
I just took away the phantom points you were given this year.
No, absolutely not.
Phantom.
I will have one, and you will have
points.
0. You can take the 0. Dev, I will be your Frieza, not Frieza. Fucking
what?
All the people in fucking Dragon Ball who give Goku power. We will all give you.
You're giving me all the energy for the Spirit Bomb.
Yes.
Spirit Ball.
I'm with it.
Yes.
I'm with it.
You just said I'm going to be Frieza.
Well, Frieza died, so that wouldn't work.
Did he?
He wasn't helping Goku. You're Frieza, Donnie.
He died a couple of ways.
Yeah,
he got
multiple times.
This is ridiculous.
One time, Trunks just fucked him up. That was awesome.
I changed my answer. I'm taking the over in Life is Strange.
It's too late.
I thought you weren't picking any more points. I thought you were done with this game.
That's the last. That's the last pick. It's over. From now on, the Rude Day segment is my go refresh my drink segment. That's an intermission for me. That's all I'm. It's an intermission.
You know what, Rude Days? It's worth it that you've broken down.
Stop the steal.
You've broken. I appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Me losing doesn't matter now.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're giving me points. If we don't stand, there'll be nothing left. We're going to take everything we have. Trying to keep brother down.
This is great.
I see what it's like.
Nah, he's trying to lift us up. You the man. You holding us
Equity.
down. He's trying to help us out.
Equity.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Equity.
Equity for sure. This is equity. That's what it is. It's just equity, you know?
It's wealth redistribution.
Look. They may have took away affirmative action in colleges, but not on PSVG. It's still alive and well here.
Good.
1,000%.
This is reparations in real time.
Yes.
Uh-huh. My goddamn points.
What a brilliant move from Dave.
I'm rich, bitch.
I respect it. It.
Of course you do.
It didn't benefit me at all. It fucked me the most.
Delvin, it's been benefiting you all year.
All year.
How are you still acting like you're the up and up candidate? You're not.
No.
You are the false candidate. You've been installed by a false government. You have zero authority here. You don't belong.
Yes, well, look here. Unlike you, I didn't get caught.
I didn't get caught. I'm doing the catching. I did the math.
Your math didn't work.
It did work. That's math. My math was real.
No, didn't work. Didn't work.
This is absurd.
Absurd
Collusion.
in the best way.
Collusion.
Absurd in the best way.
I will sleep soundly knowing you couldn't beat me on your own.
I don't need to be. I'll take all the help I can get. A win is a win.
A win's a win.
A win is a win. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Exactly. Tom Brady never said
Houston
that.
Astros.
Tom Brady was like, deflate them balls. I don't give a shit.
You sound like Michigan all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
Michigan's like, oh, we weren't cheating. We didn't know the plays getting their ass kicked all of a sudden. 1 year later, these fucking losing to fucking everybody.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know?
Hey.
Put the tar on the ball. Let's deflate these footballs. Let's get the game started. We'll do it all.
I'd like to know the PSVG, they see this. They're not going to let this stand.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters. It doesn't
matter. We're to march down to the Capitol. We're to march down to the Capitol.
I just want y'all to know, all this time, Donnie's been the villain.
We have to fight like hell.
Just
remember
that.
You either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain, and this is it. I'm entering my villain era. You did this. I didn't do this. You did this to me.
You've always been a villain.
Exactly. Like this is new.
No, you did this to me. You did this.
This is great.
Fuck Horizon.
Yeah.
I agree.
You said I get to upgrade that game on PC too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that real? $10?
Yeah.
Yeah, $10.
That's awesome. That's like the nicest thing Sony's done in like 8 years.
That's the least they could do.
For real.
Yeah.
Keep shoving these damn remasters down our throats.
What's the next one? Did they actually do Days Gone? Was that a real thing?
I didn't see.
I think that's coming up.
If it is, it hasn't been announced yet. It
Okay.
wasn't announced, no. So apparently,
I still haven't looked at that state of play. I still don't know what happened. I just found out that what was it? What was the game?
Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, it's a girl. I didn't even know. I watched a lot of games. I was like, shit!
Mad.
I didn't even know it was Yote. I thought I came back and then just scrolling on Twitter, I thought I saw like Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, oh, so Ghost of Tsushima 2 got announced. I had no idea.
No.
I had no idea. I watched Mighty Keith. I was like, oh shit, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. Ghost of Yote. It's like 300 years in the future.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
So
like,
Jin's long dead. Good.
Long dead. Guns
He's
never
stay dead. He's as dead as me in this Rude Days game.
There you go. There it is. Dead.
I'll be buying that. I'm definitely get that sucker punch.
Looks awesome.
For sure. Oh, I mean, well, Ghosts always look great.
Well, people are gonna be mad.
That was never my issue. Ghost is a gorgeous game. Beautiful game.
People are gonna be mad, and then Donnie's gonna get it, and he's gonna hate it because she's gonna be just as honor bound as Jin was, and it's gonna be
honor bound. He's a
make him
whiny
so
little
mad.
bitch. He's boring.
You know what? He
He's
sounds
whiny.
way more whiny in English than he does in Japanese. So
Really? Maybe that's it because
Yeah.
I definitely played in English, and he's
yeah,
whiny.
he sounds
like,
way
"Here's
whinier in English
so
than
just-
Japanese.
He's all like he's out here. He's like murdering people. And he's like, I feel bad for dude. It's like shut up. God, you can't kill 9,000 people and then be reflective and emo about it. Get over your
Yeah.
fucking self.
You're a samurai. You murder things. That's what.
Right,
do.
exactly. Get over
Well,
yourself. It was like
his
this whole
dream
emo
uncle
inner
shaped him.
conflict shit. It was bull. It was. Oh, I didn't like that.
You
at
have
all.
no honor, Jin.
Oh,
I mean,
suck. Just shut up.
It's gonna be a lot of the same thing in this one. I guarantee it.
We'll see.
You'll hate it
We'll
then
see.
too.
Hopefully she's
gonna
more
have guns,
badass. Hopefully she's more badass. I remember that woman that you encounter in Ghost of Tsushima, and like her husband died or whatever. She was cool. I was like, can I play
She
as
was
her? Like I want to play as her. 'Cause
Lady
this dude,
Matsuko, I think.
he sucks. So I have no love for
She's
Jin.
here to murder things.
Yes.
Jin is great.
No,
That's
it is
Jin.
not. It's a far cry from that.
He's pretty awesome.
Pretty boring.
You just want to smash things.
He's
You
pretty
don't
mid.
want to have any internal.
Just be cool about
dialogue.
it.
You
He's
don't
just
wanna-
mid. He's just
I enjoyed him very much. I enjoyed.
What?
it.
he's a silent, but like if you could just turn it off, I would have it may have been better.
Just play it in Japanese. Don't
gonna say that.
have on subtitles. Then you.
I'll try that one day. I won't. No, I won't. But I'll try the new
Play
one.
in
And maybe
Japanese,
I'll do that in the
Put
new
it in
one.
black and white. You good.
Definitely not doing that. Why would you play it in black and white?
It looks pretty cool in black and white.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
You know what
cool.
looks really cool? Those like giant amber orchards that they make, like with the damn forest. That looks cool.
It does. But black
When
and
you
white.
turn that off in black and white, that's awful. That's
It's really
sad.
awesome.
That's how it
Really
looks in the old movies. Give you the old movies.
Who cares?
They did
Go
that.
watch
That's why
the
they
old
low.
movie.
They
Nobody.
did that because
It's a
awesome.
video
That's
game.
why
We're not
old
doing
is-
that.
The
Oh,
Kurosawa mode is a whole thing. That's
Oh,
why
God.
it exists.
It is very popular.
okay. Hipsters.
This is why you don't deserve Ghost 2.
Quit appropriating culture.
You
Okay.
shouldn't be allowed.
Stop.
Why?
It's
Why?
not yours.
Why? Everybody appropriates ours, so I'm taking some shit
Oh,
back.
bullshit.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Everybody want to be a nigga. Don't nobody want to be a nigga. I'm just saying.
I mean, the NBA is very popular in China and Japan. That's true.
They got the NBA. We get their karate movies. It's a fair
Absolutely. What do
trade.
you think Wu-Tang is? We love that shit.
That's
And
true.
they do too.
Dragon Ball
They
Z.
love-
We love Dragon Ball Z. Piccolo is black.
Yes,
All right.
he is.
Green.
Black.
He's black.
Black.
He's black. Mr. Popo is black. All right.
Whoa,
He's the
ooh.
color
I
black.
don't want to claim him.
We're not claiming him. He's in
Oh,
black
that's a-
face. That's the
That's a
problem.
whole different black.
He's in black face.
That's a
Piccolo.
whole different.
Piccolo is a
Real
soul
black.
brother. Soul brother.
Yes.
Damn it. Love Piccolo.
Just
He
like
got
a black
waves,
man.
too.
Yeah, he's cool.
Raised
He's
other
cooler if
people's
Jin
kids.
was like Piccolo.
Oh, geez.
Jin's like Gohan. Just a whiny little bit.
Oh my god, I hate Gohan so
See,
much.
and that's how Jin is. Jin is Gohan.
No.
Great Saiyaman.
no.
Yeah, he
No,
is, dude. Of all the
has his powers
characters, he is
And just starts
Gohan.
murdering things.
For
Gohan never
sure.
does that.
That's
Gohan
not
never just I'm murdering things. He just
Yeah, well, he does what he needs to, though.
barely.
He does enough. And Jin kind of barely. He does enough.
Nah, Jin, I've
He just
I've
whines
talked
about it the whole
people
time.
say
He's like, I hate doing this. I wish I wouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah, no. I think you have
Just
a
lame.
defective copy of the game. That's what
Just
it was.
lame.
Your copy was broken.
I like
You had,
Gohan
like,
in the
a
story
whole-
of Trunks. Future Gohan. That Gohan was kind of badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the better version of Gohan.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys want to do some questions?
Nah, not really.
I mean, we can go. We can save them. We can save them until next week. I don't want to. I'm not going to hold you if you don't want to
What's
say.
the point? The Root will just, he'll just reverse all the answers anyway.
It's true. It's true.
Rude, you should 100% do that.
Just rewriting history as we go. I mean, why?
Whatever
what's
the answer
point?
is, just make it the opposite.
What's the point?
So TPR says there's a moderate chance I may lose my job in the next 6 months due to my company's self-inflicted financial issues. Do you monitor your game spending when a threat of job loss occurs, or after you've been laid off, or not at all? I thought banking on my PC backlog in the meantime would be smartest, but on the other hand, smoke them while you got them. For context, I have an emergency fund that could last me close to a year if I was on my own, but I
That
can
part.
always crash at my folks to save cash. I could coast for the first 6 months on unemployment checks anyway.
That part blew my mind. The idea that if I lost my job, I'd be in a world of fucking hurt. A year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
A year?
But there is a difference. TPR doesn't have kids, I'm assuming. I'm almost certain that he has,
No,
right?
no, he's super young.
That's different.
No kids.
So that's how he's able
He
to
can-
save a
he can
year's
go
worth of the
home.
money.
Yeah, and he can go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We didn't have those options. There wasn't no go home.
Home to go.
there's no go
Yeah.
home.
I mean, one dude, that sucks. I would hate to
That does.
I would hate to work under that uncertainty.
Yeah, but
It's a big reason I've been approached many, many times to join the private sector. The company that makes the software that I use a lot, they've offered me dozen jobs, and I've turned them all down. Largely because every 2 or 3 years they go through layoffs, like the video game, and they lay off a bunch of people that I know, and I don't. There's a reason that I work for the government. I can make more
Same.
money, and there's a reason I work for the government is I don't want to be, I don't want to live under this dread that at any moment could be my last constantly. I also, I mean, I get a great deal of pride from, I feel like I make a difference. That's a big part of it. But the other part of it is security.
Job
and I
security.
value that greatly. So I hate that that's even happening to you. If I got laid off or lost my job, I definitely would not be in as nearly as good a position as you are. I'd have to sell assets immediately, cars and all that. Like all that would be gone to raise capital. I would probably default on debts immediately. Credit card payment, all that shit would go right out the window. I think liens would be put in against my house. I'd probably have to file bankruptcy. I would immediately take like a part-time job until I could find a new job, and struggle, probably sell the house. I don't know.
Yeah, everything Donnie says goes double fold for me. What the hell is savings? It doesn't exist.
In this year of tragedy I've had, I think the only blessing I really had this year, it gave me like real stability with certain things. You know, like
Sure.
getting a house that's paid for. So
I don't think I'll ever see the day where my house is paid for.
Yeah, so the only thing I have to pay for is like the taxes. You know, my car is already paid off anyway. So really, like, you know, that's good. So those two things alone take away a big chunk of the bills within itself. You know, there's other things I have to pay for in general that come with life, you know, like lights, water, other type of finance and stuff like that, and insurance. Yeah. But at least, at the very minimum, at least I know that I will have a roof over my head and I'll have a car to get to a job if I need to. So that's kind of reassuring.
Yeah, I think I should have said earlier, I think the move for me, if I lost my job and couldn't find one or had to relocate, the move for me would sell the house. My house is still valuable enough to cover most debts. I wouldn't cash out much, but I'd cash out something. And, you know, you use that to buy another house, buy an apartment, do something else.
Yeah, I don't even have that. I lose my job. I'm just like, all right, start looking for a new job and figure out whose couch I'm crashing on with my entire family. There's no house. There's nothing. I got nothing. I got no family out here either. So, yeah, nah. But that is, like Donnie said, like, this is why I work for the government. After getting a government job, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'd want to go work in the private sector or anywhere else at this point. Like, no.
I took them up on
good.
I listened to one of their offers a few years ago, and it was so funny. They pitched this whole thing to me, and it was a really good fit. I would have rocked it. It would have been great. I required a 5-year contract. I'd never been so bold in my asking. I was like, I'm very concerned. You've had several rounds of layoffs since I've known you. And I was like, and you're asking me to give up a lot of security. I was like, so I need a 5-year. And they laughed at me. They're like, wouldn't we all want a 5-year contract? I was like, well, if you can't get offer me a 5-year contract, I'm not interested.
Yep.
I said, you have to at least be able to assure me that I will be here for 5 years.
And if you can't do that, then why would I leave? Yeah.
I was like, you're asking me to leave somewhere I've been for 15 years to come somewhere where I'm not sure I'd be here for 2 years. I was like, so if you can't at least guarantee me 5, and then when I was asking for a lot of money. Like I told them, I was like, no, I don't need a raise. I need lifestyle changing money. You have to change my quality of living for me to consider giving up what I have like an equity where I am.
Yeah.
So in so many ways, they couldn't afford me.
Yeah. Do either of you actually monitor your game spending in any way?
I've told y'all what I do when it comes to stuff like that.
I am now.
I usually what I do is at the beginning of the year, I see the games I want to get, and I pre-order them when I have money. I pre-order them on the PlayStation Store, so when they come out, I don't have to worry about like rushing to get money for them and stuff like that. That's always been my thing. So that way, if something happens, and I'm like broke as fuck. I was like, oh, I want to play this game, but I have no money. The game's already there, so I don't even have to think about it. And
I have
don't
a
to worry
video
about,
game. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, you get it. You go ahead and see what you say.
I have a video game credit card, and I make all my purchases and everything there. And like my game spending is like a utility bill. I make a payment on my credit card every month. It's not like a crazy credit card either. I think right now I've got like $300 on it. Like I could pay it off, but that's not how you build credit, by the way. Paying everything off everything. So like I keep paying it. And I just have like a video game payment that I make every month for my video games. And just don't let it go down. It's not really that I don't like. In my advice to you, TBR, fucking burn them while you got them, man. Don't worry about that. You have the best of all, or worst case scenario, you can still go home and buy your fucking video game. I wouldn't sweat that at all. It's not video game ain't gonna make or break that situation in either direction. So I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Especially, I don't think he buys a lot of games anyway.
So yeah, I wouldn't sweat it at all. But like right now, just like with Dragon Ball Z and the Life is Strange and several of the other games, I'm not buying them because I have no time to play them. I'm already spent. I have games that I've bought Silent Hill, I've bought Mario Party, and I'm not playing those. Like I'm stoked to play Silent Hill, and I'm not playing it until I get through with Zelda. So like, why would I keep buying games? Like right now, I just don't have time. It does me no benefit to buy them when they'll be cheaper when I can actually play them. I'll get Life is Strange in December or January for like $20. It does me no good to buy it now and just like watch it sit there. So I'm not. Like I just don't. So all of my spending, quote unquote, like my major pre-orders, my major releases, that's all put on hold right now until after I beat Silent Hill and Zelda and get through some of these games that I've already pre-ordered. Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw, Call of Duty. Once I get through all those, then I'll reevaluate and start buying some new things.
Yeah.
Plucky
I've bought
Squire.
5 games this year, so I don't need to curtail anything. There's not another game this year that I want to buy. So
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I don't buy.
Want to buy.
I don't have a lot of time, so if I know I'm going to play something right then and there, I'll buy it. Otherwise, it'll be there whenever I want to play it. It ain't going nowhere. So
yeah. My time has been really squeezed the last couple of months. I have not played nearly as much video games as I have in years past.
Yeah, same.
I haven't played any. I haven't even finished. I haven't put a game into my NCAA season in weeks.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, like I every day I think about it. Like I got to get back, and it's like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's like I'm playing NCAA, but then I can't play Zelda. I can play Zelda, but then I can't play Silent Hill. It's like so.
Yeah. Oh well. Tyler Cobb says, "What are some things you do when the power goes out? Non-gaming related stuff. Be safe, Delvin." His aunt and uncle are in West Palm Beach and are staying.
That is the
answer. So I have a whole thing when power goes out. As I mentioned last week, my basement's prone to flooding. So when the power goes out, we have a ritual of getting that generator hooked up and getting that pump going. Make sure that pump is going throughout the night. So I always have like 10 gallons of gas on hand. I can run that generator for a week if I need to.
Is that only if it's raining? Like if the power goes out because it's just hot?
Yeah.
Are you turning it on?
No. If it's not raining, I can use that generator for something else. I can use it to power lights. Usually I'll put the generator in and I'll run a drop cord to the television and the router so I can turn on the internet and either a fan and lights, and we'll watch movies and stuff. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was several years ago when I bought the generator. We got this crazy snowstorm. Yeah, where I got like a foot of snow at my house when the rest of the city got like an inch. And we were without power for like 10 days. That's when I bought that generator. So our whole neighborhood was dark. I've never seen it so dark. Nobody had anything. And people are posting on Facebook, they're cooking like Totino's pizzas on like charcoal grills and because like nobody had any lights, power, heat, anything. And our house was lit up like fucking like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like I had lights going, router going, TV going. We're watching movies, fireplace. I had the whole damn thing going. So the generator comes in handy. The other thing that I have is power inverters. I have the Ryobi kind. You can buy a bunch of different kinds. The Ryobi kind run off my Ryobi batteries, which power, like I have a bunch of those tools. It powers my like a vacuum, my drill, flashlights, all the little Ryobi tools you have. Those power inverters are cool because I have about 6 or 8 Ryobi batteries, and I can take those batteries and pop them to that inverter, and I essentially have power off of a plug for hours. I can charge phones, I can play video games, I can charge switches. I usually give everybody in the family gets one. I'm like, here you go. You can run your laptop off of it. It is also a flashlight. So those are really great to have in a pinch, that little preparedness gene. My generator can run my fridge. I have a deep freeze, which, will stay froze for days at a time. So I never have to worry about it for too much. The biggest thing for me when the power goes out is the time of the year because it's the heat. If the power goes out in the summertime, you can usually find me in my car. Like I'll sleep in my car because of air conditioning. And if I can't sleep in the car or if the family, then we're going to a hotel room. We just leave. I'm like, I will not live without air conditioning. So that's a deal breaker. I'm like, absolutely not. We'll get an Airbnb. We'll just up and out. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Our power never goes off for more than a couple of hours at most. We don't have weather like you people who live in Tornado Alley. You'd have to deal with this shit regularly. So I don't have anything special that I do when the power goes out because it's just not something that happens often enough to even worry about it. I think, at most that I've been without power was probably last summer when there was a generator that blew and it was out for like a couple of hours, like from like 8 to maybe 11:30.
So that's typically, we don't have a whole lot of power outages because of storms. It's typically, we have I think we just have shitty wiring here in the neighborhood. We have neighbors, just transformers and shit go out and they're not, like it actually happened yesterday. While we were at the hotel, we saw in the neighbor, we have a neighbor at Facebook, and half the neighborhood was like, we're out of power, and we were worried because we left the kids at home, and but we looked at the house and all the Halloween lights and everything were like, oh no, our house was spared. Like we weren't caught in that one, but most of the neighborhood was. But yeah, it's usually something like that, like a car wreck, like somebody hit a pole or something. It's usually that takes the neighborhood out. If we're out without power for storm, it's usually a hefty storm.
Yeah, my neighborhood is relatively new, so we don't have those kind of issues. So yeah.
Nice.
Delvin,
I have.
you just fucking.
I have. I have gas generator. I also have
Gas generator.
Yeah.
You mean like a gasoline, like a generator?
Yeah.
Okay. When you said gas, I was thinking like natural gas. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh no!
I've never heard anybody explain it like a gas generator. I get it. You have a generator.
Yeah.
That runs on gas.
On gas. I also have
gas powered generator is what we're looking for. The answer was gas. Powered generator.
Just a generator. I'm like, what's the alternative?
I think they have other things. They have solar power generators.
Maybe. I can't imagine you're pulling a whole lot off of solar though.
No. I have I say that because I have solar power battery stations. I have like 3 of those that I also keep charged up regularly.
Those are
and
cool,
then once they die, I can just hook them up to the solar power panels that I have in my house, and those can run for a while. And I also have 3 or 4 battery banks that I can just use that last for a while. So I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I've got 3 or 4 of those as well. I routinely keep them charged. Like all my Ryobi batteries are charged. I keep them charged.
Yeah. So
if you've ever been without power for like
any of that,
if you've ever been without power for like days, like a week, you'll start carrying some of that shit around. You'll start keeping it on hand. Because you can go without it for a night. That's not too bad. You go 3 or 4 days long, you're like, oh shit. Kind of need it though.
The last time I had a big outage, it was like for 4 hours, and I ended up like using the portable power station. I had like 2 of them at the time. I used one in one room and one in the other room, and it pretty much kept us watching TV and like watching like Netflix and stuff, and like the AC running until the power came back on. Like as soon as it cut off and died, the power came back. I'm like, oh, we good then.
Nice.
So I was straight.
I also have a portable air conditioner that can run off my generator too.
I wouldn't even know where to plug a generator in.
Not inside your
I have
house.
no idea how
not
any
inside
of
your
that
house.
shit
That would
works.
kill you.
Yeah.
I have
Do you
no
remember
idea how any of that works.
the first time I got a generator, my wife, I talked about it before. She's got crazy, like clinical anxiety issues. She was terrified that we were all going to die because I put the generator on the back porch. It's just in her brain, like the fumes from the generator are going to go all in the house. We're all going to sleep and die. I was like, that's crazy. I need you to calm down and let it go.
That's literally where it goes at.
Like it's outside. It's fine. Yeah, you run a drop cord from the generator inside, and then whatever you plug into that generator can run off of it. And then how much you draw will depend on how long that'll run until you need to refill it. The more you plug into it, the more power it's going to
The
use.
hell am up? So okay, never mind. I thought it
What?
was gonna like how would I run my AC off that? I wouldn't because it's
Your house AC, you wouldn't,
Yeah.
unless you had there is a thing called a whole home generator, like a whole installed appliance that'll kick on, like their buildings that have generator backup, so they'll run your whole house. I
A
don't
lot
have
of gas
one of those.
stations have them.
Yeah, I have a
So
little.
this is
generator.
basically just an extension cord from outside getting power to plug shit into.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have
Power-
window units, you can use it.
Yeah, I have a window
we-
unit that I can run off of that.
We're not allowed to have window units here. We have to have actual AC because we'll die. If we
What?
Yeah. There's nobody who has actual like window units. It's all like full AC.
Right, but why
Full
wouldn't you
heating.
just get a window unit in addition to the AC? Just do both.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Or get a high BTU window
Ooh,
unit. They
fuck
have
that.
really
Why?
strong window units.
No, because then I gotta figure out how to get that in the house and set it up. No, I'm not doing none of that. Just give me.
Yeah, but like
Put it in
you
the-
could, like if let's say you lived alone or like with your partner and you didn't have kids and stuff, it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper to cool just one room that you're sleeping in versus the whole house.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not.
You'd save
we're not doing
hundreds
that.
of dollars a month.
We're
Yeah.
bougie. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't allow that. She's like, get the goddamn AC running.
Well, you know what's funny
Keep it on.
is that in my house, I run the AC and I turn on my giant barrel fan and I turn on my window unit.
Yeah, that's
a
just
nightly
turning
thing
the
for me.
furnace.
I sleep with all of those things on every night.
If it were up to me, I probably would never turn the AC under about 78, and I'd be fine. Like I
My
just,
AC never goes over 70.
yeah, that's very cold. I'd be
My
very
mother-in-law, when she comes to visit our house, she literally brings a parka. She's
That'd
"It's
be what I'd
freezing
have to
here."
do.
Because I keep my house. I am very comfortable with the houses at like 68. That's my sweet spot.
Okay, note to self: if I ever visit Donnie, bring all of your sweatsuits because I will be freezing.
So you're like my mother-in-law. I can't stand that. I go to her house at 78, and I literally feel like I'm burning in hell. I'm like, how do you live here? How do you live like this? Like I'm sitting there, a pool of sweat and down. I'm like, I can't sleep here. I get like
You would hate my
irrationally, I get irrationally antagonistic. I'm like, I gotta leave. And in fact, I have left. I've like got a hotel room. Like I'm like, I can't stay here.
Yeah, my AC stays at 76, and that is only because I have to threaten my wife to not put it any lower because she'll take it to 74 or 73. I'm like, no, 76.
I
is where-
understand. Like, if you're in Death Valley, I mean, to cool your house to 70 is got to cost you a fortune.
Yeah. During the summer, it's impossible.
When it's in summer here, when it gets
getting
like
to 70.
when it's summer here and it starts getting to 102, 105, I do creep up to like 72, maybe 74, just because you can't. It'll just run all day and night. It just can't cool that
Mhm.
much. It's too hot.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I
100%.
have the window unit and all the other things.
Yeah, I'll be warm and be fine.
Yeah, Dan, I don't know what to tell you, man. I always claim it from Ohio. Like, I like it cold. I like to be chilly at all times.
Can't do it. No. When it gets cold out here, I'm miserable. Like, ugh.
The hotel we were at last night had one of those old school, like old analog AC window things I haven't seen in like 20 years. That was very nice. I had a very nice sleep last night. Big king bed.
How
It was
old
great.
was the hotel?
I wasn't that old, and it's been remodeled, but the AC unit was old. Not any of that. You go to like a newer hotel, and you can't even change the AC anymore. Like it's all set for you, and it's like, oh, I can't stand this. This was like the old school thing. I was like, I'll leave it alone. Let that thing
Weird.
run all day, night and day.
I haven't been to a hotel where I haven't been able to change the AC. I don't know how long.
That's pretty common out here. Been to a couple
Interesting.
like that. It's funny because
This is for you.
a few of them have like touchpads, and they're like tricks and things you can look up, little things you can do to reprogram them. I've had to reprogram several. I had one of them try to find me for reprogramming their thing.
And he said, "Look here, I'm going to be cold, and you're going to allow this."
Money well spent.
This is for you, Delvin. Snurts wants to know: can you teach an alligator to play Dance Dance Revolution?
I can't teach my damn self how to play Dance Dance Revolution. Fuck, I'm gonna do with an alligator.
Delvin said, "I have no rhythm. I'm that black guy who can't dance."
Correct. It's a hilarious TikTok from Helene, where these people walk into their house. There's like 2 feet of water, and there's an alligator sitting on like their dining room table.
Yeah, I respect him. It's his dining room table now.
Yeah, you own this now. He's the captain now.
Florida's built different, man. You guys see the viral guy that's going viral? He's like in Tampa on a fucking sailboat, and he's like just living in the sailboat. It doesn't even have a cabin. It's like a tent, like a zipper. He's like a canvas zipper. He pulls down. He's just sitting in the pit of his boat, and he's like, "I'm not leaving."
What?
It's a viral. It's like all over the news. They call him Captain Dan or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah, that's Florida.
Why?
It's Florida.
What are you proving? Like, why?
It's not about proving anything. I think it's like it's usually, and I can't speak for all of them, but I think what usually happens is you'll get a hurricane or two that people get through, and they're like, it wasn't too bad, and now they just don't leave for any of them. They're like, we're fine.
But you're sitting in a sailboat.
Yeah,
I'm fully aware. Oh yeah.
Huh.
And it's a little sailboat too. It's not like a boat. It's a little boat. Tornado throw that boat right around.
Interesting.
It's like a 15-foot boat. It's not big at all. It's a small little boat. And he's out there like jean shorts, no shirt. He's like, yeah, I'm not. And people are interviewing him. He's like, I'm not. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Florida.
It's Florida. It's a very Florida story. Florida man riding out Category 3 hurricane in Tampa on his little sailboat. And the funny thing is that storm kind of shifted a little south of Tampa, so he'll probably be okay. And he'll be like, I told you I was fine. Like, he'll take credit for it now.
Yeah.
Good
that's what
Lord. Those are your people, Delvin.
Somewhat. Unfortunately.
All right, last question comes from Edward Varnell. He says, this is going to be a weird one, but do you feel like certain male gamers want the main protagonist in cast to go back to a straight white male default? Do you think those types of gamers calling a game woke show their lack of diversity and prejudice, racism, or discrimination?
Certainly for
touched
some.
on this earlier. We talked about this earlier on the show.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think it's just the problem with society today, how people just kind of want to go to these extremes and pick these bases because social media plays a lot into it. Because I don't think the general audience feels
And
like
politics.
that. I think that there's just loud minority who knows how to mess with the algorithms and make it seem like they're larger than what they are. And
we can't be surprised. It's the culture wars and the identity politics. That is like a reaction that came from Barack Obama's presidency, right?
Yep.
And it's just been fueled ever since then. And now it's to a point where like every topic gets devolved into that, and it's to divide and conquer different groups of people. And so I'm sure, do I think some of these people are that way? Sure, I do.
Yeah.
Do I think all people that are complaining about this feel that way? I don't. I don't think it's racism. I do think there are some gamers out there that are just tired of everything being a certain way. And I don't think it's necessarily they want to go to be a straight white male. I think they'd like it to just go back to having options. I think for some of them it'd be nice to just have some males. So I think there's like a sliding scale there. I think there's a discrepancy. I think some people would be like, man, it'd be kind of nice if we did something different. And then on the other extreme of that, there probably is some racist or sexist roots there. And I've seen those accounts and those people too. But what we got to stop doing is taking that I think extreme minority take and then using that to be the soundboard to then touch base off everything,
Because it make it seem like everything is just
it makes it seem
that,
like it's
and
all
that's
of us.
not
It's
the
not all of
case at all.
And we saw it, and we see it all the time. Anytime there's like a game and there's a female protagonist, what's the immediate reaction? Even before people get angry, the immediate reaction is, oh, the people are going to be angry that it's a female protagonist, right? Like we've conditioned ourselves to even expect it at this point. Again, and that's part of the problem.
Yep.
It would be really nice, not that we can reverse the clock. It'd be really nice though if we could go back to when games just had a diverse cast of characters. It'd be nice if there were white dudes and black dudes and white girls and black girls and Asian people. Like it'd be nice if we could all just have a little bit of everything to go around. That'd be great.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever truly had that. It's always been kind of, there was the niche where you might have a black guy. You had the JRPGs that had plenty of Asians, and then you had like the white cast. There's never been like truly a time when it's just been a very diverse cast of characters, male and female.
I mean, I've seen arguments made of games and protagonists for franchises from like the 90s, and at least in the arguments I've seen, you can pull a sample where it's like, yeah, we've had minority characters and men and women and all kinds of different characters in games before. We just didn't make a deal out of it. It wasn't a focus. People play the games. Nobody really cared when people weren't thinking about it. And now it's like, it becomes the whole thing.
I don't know about you, Delvin, but it's always been something that I thought about because I never saw me.
That's correct. That's what I was going to say. You nailed it. I think the majority didn't care because they always saw themselves. But a lot of us kind of cared. Like we always saw.
Is that the type of game or all games?
The bulk.
Are you talking about? Are you focusing on a specific genre of game that you want to see yourself in?
The bulk, and then even when we did see ourselves, we wasn't represented right. Like I think that's why Miles Morales game is such a big deal because we see ourselves kind of represented, and that's why people are like, oh, they didn't get the hair right. Even things like that, kind of like, oh, they got a lot of things right, but they didn't get this part right. And it's good to see that the change happened in the industry. We're starting to see more, because frankly speaking, back in the day, the only character we really had was like Barrett from Final Fantasy. He was an angry black man. And
that was one.
And then as time grew on, even like
I was gonna say, I mean, obviously you can bring up. Now I know this doesn't count. I'm not trying to argue with you because I understand exactly what you're saying and I agree with you. But in the arguments that I've seen just made, I'm just bringing up for conversation points. Obviously, you've got thousands of sports games, Def Jam games. You've got Adam Hunter, right? You've got Street Fighter. There's a lot of like if you want to just say like there's no black characters, we can find black characters for sure. I could probably pull out the sports. I could probably pull like 80 dozen of them.
The problem is a lot of those characters. I mean,
this is representation. You say there's no like there is representation.
But there's such thing as good representation and bad representation. Like
Adam Hunter, like we barely claim him. Like
that's the point. The reason that I ask is it like, are you specifically saying in single player first person or first party games we don't have the representation? Or because I'm thinking way more. I'm thinking way more macro. I'm thinking the industry. In the industry, literally for like almost since the beginning, we've had a swath of characters. And yeah, you can say they're stereotypical. You had Asians in ninja games or JRPGs. That's all true. But it's still we had female leads. We had male leads. Like there were leads everywhere. Everybody. There was always somebody somewhere you could point to and be like, "That's different." It's like you'd think that we had like 25 years of nothing but straight white males, and it's like we didn't. We did maybe in a certain style of game, which I think is very true.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're in the sports games and Def Jam, and that doesn't fucking count.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
I will say there were characters that we looked at like, this is our representation, but
I think the argument is not that it doesn't count. I think the argument is that it's cheap.
Yeah, I think
it's cheap, and it's just real life. It's not a real. You're just taking actual people.
And then you also have the games where you're allowed to create your own characters, right? Like those alone you're taking into consideration.
I don't take those into consideration until now because they didn't get us right. I can't get my hair. Oh, that don't look like me. It looks like it's basically a dark skinned dude with a dark skinned white dude with a buzz cut.
Correct.
Like,
because in my head I think about like the characters from the past, like DJ. I'm like, DJ is cool, but I don't know any black guys who act like DJ from Street Fighter, or like even
So
Barrog.
let me ask you this: Does it? I don't know any characters that like. I don't necessarily think I go to a character and be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." Like I don't know Cole. I don't fucking know anybody like Cole. Is that like something you're seeking for?
Yes,
in a way.
I think it is, because like even if you don't see anybody who you know, like I don't know DJ, I don't know a person who acts like DJ, but shit, at least there's a black guy. So I think there's that. Like we feel like at least I see somebody who looks like me. It's not about so much this person being like me, but at least there's somebody who looks like me. That's what it really boils down to. Like the games that I wanted to play, there were never characters that actually looked like me if it wasn't a sports game.
Yeah. I think the perfect example is not necessarily it's kind of video game related adjacent, but Miles Morales in general. Like, a whole generation of Spider-Man fans know that character as their Spider-Man. They think Peter Parker's cool, but they're like, nah, this guy right here, the black Latino, that's our Spider-Man. And Spider-Verse helped with that. The game helped with that. A good example, like, we talked about, I think that was earlier, that was last year, where my son went to the Spider-Verse movie as Miles, and people went crazy because that's the Spider-Man they know. They're like, oh, this is dope. And I think that's where representation matters. When you have characters like Miles, or you have Sam Wilson's Captain America, and you see other people, not only just black people or Latino kids, but white people also kind of going into the fold. Like, yo, this is pretty cool, and we can share our characters. Like, Steve Rogers was one of my favorite characters, but I also have Sam Wilson. Miles Morales is one of my favorite characters, but I also have Peter Parker, and we can share our love in these characters and these universes together. And it doesn't feel less than, it feels equal. And I think that's the thing that people kind of really, that's the difference. For the longest time in video games, it didn't feel equal.
I think you nailed that. I 100% agree with you, but I also think that's a very specific case about comic books. And I'm trying to think of global video games, right? That's a very specific game.
Yeah, I think it's getting better. I think
because like and the point that I'm really trying to make isn't that, again, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I hope it's not coming off that way.
No, not at all.
It's just that like video game characters are video game characters. Like nobody, like Blanca's not real, Chun-Li's not real, Zangief's not real. Jax, like these aren't real people. They have fucking metal arms and they shoot fireballs out of their hands. How much are we looking for real representation of people in video games where you're like murdering 9,000 people in the game, or jumping off mountains, or surviving zombie apocalypses and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it's there's like a silliness to it. You're saying like Barrett, right, in Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy, you're riding chocobos and freaking chickens and shit. Like,
but it
feels like we're adding. It feels like we're adding a whole lot of political weight to something that's really silly and like, not the place for that.
Yes and no, because why is Barrett the only person of color in the entire fucking world?
Look, hey, look, I didn't write it.
Right,
and
like I'm saying, like you gotta ask Square Enix about that.
Right,
so I don't fucking know.
That's the thing. It's just like
I don't even know. I don't even know he's the angry guy. I don't even know anything about Barrett or Final Fantasy. I'm just pointing out, like globally, like in a bigger picture, right? I'm thinking video games,
right? And so when you look at it that way,
I want somebody that looks like me, and it's like,
yeah, damn. And that's the thing. When you look at it globally, like you mean globally, y'all couldn't think to include diversity in any way, shape, or form?
I just don't. I guess the point I'm really trying to make is, I think when you're making a video game, like if you're like making No More Heroes, I don't think the point is to like, let's have real reality-based grounded characters. It's like, nah, like the dude fucking shoots 6-shooters and sings opera music on a baseball field. Like the point isn't to be taken seriously.
Yeah, and it's not about being taken seriously. It's just about feeling like you belong, like you can be.
Yeah, feeling like our characters can be cool too. Like Travis Touchdown's a cool character. We want our characters to feel on the same level as those characters, as opposed to feeling like side characters or characters that are forgotten about in the realm of video games.
Yeah. No, that I get. I just think I don't have all the answers, but I do think there are examples of both.
It's gotten a lot better now. I honestly think
I think there were a lot of examples for both for a long time before now. I just think in that time and place, people weren't fixated or arguing over it, so it didn't feel like it was a problem.
I think Jackson's a great example.
I do think a part of the identity politics has made this a problem. I think people now are searching for it. They're highlighting it.
Yeah.
I honestly think many people played games for 20 years without even thinking about it. And I don't think it's just white people.
I've always thought about it. It's always been a thing for me. Like
I get that. I don't think it's the case for gamers.
You know what it is, though? I think it's kind of the pro wrestling thing where we just accept it like, oh, this is not going to happen for us.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We just accepted it. It wasn't that we weren't bothered by it. We just accepted it. That, yeah, every game that I play, the main character is probably going to be a white dude.
And we just have to accept it.
It's just, we just accepted it. All of my friends who played games, who are gamers, if it wasn't a sports game, we just automatically assume that, yeah, this main character in whatever game this is going to be somebody who's not black. Somebody who doesn't look like me. We just accepted it. It bothered us, and anytime that we got anything, it was like, hell yeah, like, thank you, like, I see myself, somebody who looks like me. But we just accepted that that's just what it was. And now people don't exactly like. No,
I also want to preface, because you're both black and you're sharing your experience, this conversation's taking a black slant, and that's totally fine and valid. I'm speaking globally. I'm thinking women, different characters, gay character, like all the characters, right? Like all the characters. I think they've all been there in some shape or another. It's just become a very fixated thing.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years. And I'm not saying that, and again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That is a good thing. I'm just pointing out the difference that now it's a fixated thing. Like now it's a thing.
I think it's also because the industry's changed as well too.
The reason why there is a section of the internet that's pushing back is because there's a section of the internet that's fixated, right?
They're not just sitting, taking it now. It's like, we make these things too. Let's go ahead and have characters.
That's why I bring up, I think the identity politics, you have Barack Obama gets elected. It's our first black president. That really challenges a lot of people on grounds that they weren't ready for. So what comes out of that? You have both. You have the acceptance that this could happen, and then you have the opposite reaction. Right. And that's all I'm trying to point out is that you have people fixated on this, and what's going to come out of that? Their alternative, the people that don't like it now.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just the division.
And also going to that, you have also a lot of game developers now who are minorities who are now developing games and bringing their characters.
And they're putting those stories into games, and that should be celebrated. Absolutely.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
And there's some, kind of like backlash from that, of course, because people are like, oh, why are these characters now? And that's kind of what you were saying. Like, as time goes on,
what I was trying to say,
more people are getting into the gaming realm, and people are not used to that, and you're getting backlash from it. Like, I was talking about Dustborn earlier this year. Perfect example. Dustborn is one diverse as fuck game, and that is the point of that game. You are playing as lesbian characters, gay characters, bi characters. That is the point of that game. And I'm quite sure that turned, if people knew what the game was, that would turn a lot of people off, because they're like, why am I playing as these characters? But the people who know that and appreciate it are like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and why can't y'all just accept it like we did for years? Just play the damn game.
Yeah.
Just the world is diverse. You're gonna play something that don't look like you. Just accept it. It's okay. It's okay.
I still love playing my dude bro white boy shooters every day. Love them. They're great.
I love more black characters.
I do too.
I like more black experiences, not just characters. That's another thing. I think when I was speaking earlier, at the beginning of the show, when I was talking about the trend, when I speak of the trendy thing, I think the reason some people, again, I can't speak for all, but the reason some people have been somewhat opposed to that, and the reason I started picking more male characters to play as, is it definitely feels like, I think like since like the PS4 generation start, it felt like the trendy thing to do from studios was to take like all their franchises and just make all the leads females. It was like, at some point, somebody was like, we don't have any females. And they're like, now everything's a female lead. And we've just been on that ride for a while, right? Like suddenly everything became a female lead. You had it over and over and over again. And most of them I love, right? I absolutely love Senua and love Fetch, but it just gets tired, right? I wasn't as into Cassandra. and that wasn't my cup of tea. I like having choice. I think that's there needs to be balance. You need to have choice where you kind of spread it around and it's not so antagonistic. But it always will be, again, because of the point that I was trying to make. When you bring in that other sort of thing, you bring in inclusion, you make different characters, you're going to sow the seeds for somebody to oppose that, because it's just that's the way the world is, and that's how, unfortunately, like, I don't know where to blame. I mean, I think the easiest point to blame is media, which I think social media and online presence has a part. But like the last 10 years, man, like that's all we seem to do is rip each other apart based off of paycheck, skin color, sexual preference.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we do. And, you know, we talked about these stories before. I grew up incredibly poor in most black neighborhoods. Never really thought about it. To be honest with you, it never really dawned on me to really think about it until like 2011. It's like, oh, suddenly this is every topic, every political debate, every movie, everything suddenly gets boiled and stripped down to the color, sexual preference, wealth of character, lead, group of people.
Yeah. But to your credit, like you said, you grew up around black people, around black culture. So to you, seeing us together and commingling, like that's a normal thing. That should be. A lot of these people didn't grow up around. I know people who the only black person they know is me. Yeah, and that is insane. That is why we think about
people like that too. Yeah, my father-in-law, I always use the joke. You know, I've told you guys this. I don't think I've ever shared the story, but all of Jack's friends are black, all of them. Yeah. And I absolutely love every time we have his birthday party or a get together, or he goes somewhere else and his in-law, like my father-in-law, comes in. You know, because it's the first time he's actually hung around black folks.
It's so crazy.
His walk of life, he was military and everything. He just didn't really come across it.
Yeah,
he's a country boy from the swamp, so it was never his bag.
Yeah, I think it's sad that something that has diversity is considered woke instead of just reality. Like it's just so ridiculous to me that everybody wants to complain. Oh, why's it got to be woke? Because it includes the colors.
They've really
of the
cheapened
world?
the word.
Like,
they
have. I'm just like, bro, come on.
I mean, woke can be a thing. I guess the question is, what's the purpose? Have you changed characters or storylines for woke's sake, for like just to have it, or is there actually any meaning behind it? You know, like, are you like, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you telling a black experience? Like, does the character adopt any traits from their heritage, their upbringing, their difference, like, or is it just to like, are we just checking boxes?
Yeah,
I don't think we have a lot of examples of we're just checking boxes. Like that's what I would consider like woke. I don't think we have examples of that happening.
Yeah,
that's not a real thing.
People will complain about like Star Wars, for example, having like female characters and black characters.
That's ridiculous.
Like, dude, it's so stupid. It's Star Wars, and the entire universe is just full of everything. So it would make sense to have black people. It would make sense to have Asian people, but it's like, oh, that you've gone woke because you've included women. It's woke because it includes people that don't all look alike. Like, come on, like that's the stuff that like really irritates me. Like, you really are mad because it looks like the rest, like the world. Like, come on.
I thought, I mean, I always think Grand Theft Auto does a really good job of like including America. Definitely GTA 5. I think like Mafia 3. You know, like if you're gonna like just do right by the character, you know, like that's the only thing that I want. I think was it the Assassin's Creed game that I played on Vita? Right?
Yes. That's
White Vita. I can't remember the character's name.
I don't remember her name either, but I know you're talking about. I don't remember the name of Assassin's Creed one, but yeah, it was a DLC, wasn't it?
No, it was an actual full game. Assassin's
Creed
3 Liberation.
You're thinking of Freedom Cry, Liberation. Yeah, you're thinking
Liberation. That's the game.
DLC. Liberation.
Wasn't it also like a DLC for 4? Like later on, they brought that to PS.
They did. Yeah, you're right. They didn't play that,
but it
they did bring it back. Vita. It was like the HD version. Yeah.
Yeah, it debuted on Vita. I think it had a DLC.
That was my Vita. I got that Vita. I like that one.
never had that.
Assassin's Creed got me in the door. Yeah,
Poor
I don't
guy.
know. I think it's, again, it's so easy to point your finger and blame social media, but in this case, I think it's true.
Mhm.
Social media has really not done a disservice to us in this regard.
1000%.
You know,
I just will say this. I think people need to keep this in mind. Minorities make up 40% of this population in the U.S.
I think it's more than that now.
It might be more.
No,
than
I
that.
think that number. I think that was the number like 10 years ago. I think it's much more than that now.
I'm not just
I
about
think
black
if
people.
you counted all minorities against white people, I think it's like 60-40 now.
Yeah, it's really close. So you gotta keep that in mind with these stories. So the stories are going to be a lot more diverse because there are, frankly speaking, a lot more minorities in this country.
I also
who
just
wanna
think
tell
it's
their
more
story.
interesting.
Making the game.
It's more
Yeah.
interesting to learn about different groups of people and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You know, like I like being exposed to different takes and learning about different things.
I do too.
That's why I like the
Same.
historically games. I like the games that venture into, even if it's not accurate. It's just more interesting.
It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
right.
Oh, okay.
I was just if you got some other so let's
Go
let's
ahead.
end this. Let's end this. It's late. I gotta put my
It is
kids to
late.
bed.
Yeah.
It's what, 12:30 for y'all?
Almost 1 o'clock.
I have no idea. I haven't
12:42.
looked.
Yeah. Well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, play some video games.
Peace.